And welcome to I believe this is the 7th episode for a Fistful of Thrones. I should know better because I just got finished recording the other 2 episodes, but hey. Yes, episode 7 of the Fistful of Thrones Rogue Trader RPG campaign. When we last left off, the Dark Eldar mercenary Leoresh was currently still trapped on an Eldar craft world, and the crew was getting ready to go assault said Eldar craft world, not knowing what it was. Knowing only, in fact, that it was a base full of Eldar. To this end, they had hired Mor Erdi and the Morka Boys, a unit of greenskin mercenaries who had left in their Space Hulk to go engage the system hours before the Imperial Navy and the forces of the fellow rogue trader Aspis Chorda had arrived in response to Iskander's calls for assistance. At the moment, Aspis Chorda is having her navigators rest before making the trip before making the jump to Orn. And while that is happening, one of the Imperial Navy captains from one of the cruisers sends over one of his armsman commanders to replace the recently abducted Karen.
You say abducted. She was very much,
disappeared. She got disappeared. The Inquisition came. Nobody knows who Karen is anymore.
Who? What? Who's Karen? Huh? What? There's no record on file.
You were in the slave galley. You were in the slave galley because you got the wrong room and directions.
Something like that.
But now she's on the bridge, being the bridge bunny she needs to be. I don't know.
All right, that's super hand wave. All right, on to the stuff then.
I think they were talking about the Seneschal there, Pat, but...
We were.
But yes, your your loaned militant arrives.
Kind of just clanks onto the bridge on Bionic. There's the bridge crew and escapes to the bows slightly.
You mean we'll try that one again, Patrick? That was all chop.
Fucking course it was. So she gets clanks onto it with bionic legs, and then looks to the bridge, or looks around just the bridge crew, and then directs gaze at the rogue trader and Lieutenant Moriana. Goddamn words. Lieutenant Moriana. Fucking whatever my last name is, I can't speak right now.
Lieutenant Moriana Caesenus, or Caesenus, whichever pronunciation is preferred.
Yep.
You're correct. I just can't.
Well, Lady Vanessa will go to shake hands with Moriana. Tell her it's a pleasure to have her on board.
Politely shakes her hand.
Smiles and then takes a step to the side for our Lord Iskander.
Iskander is going to look to the armsman that Karen had left in charge. See to it she's brought up the speed on everything she needs to know.
In other words, your very short-lived promotion has been snatched away from you.
Aww. The guy's like, man.
Yeah, just to him. Get her patched in with everything she needs.
No, because I don't know. I forgot to name her. is an armored power fist. It's not on currently, but she has it.
Shakes hands with
Right.
Lydia, destroys Vanessa's hand.
Right now. More like arm, but yeah. Slightly take a second though. Take her position and dismisses the armsman. After being quickly run through all the necessary things.
Game Master, I think you're muted.
Well, he's been screaming at us this entire time.
As it turns out, you've been under attack since Moriana boarded the ship. But George decided,
Well,
fuck this, I'll just kill all you and take the loot off you. But
Remember, Shane, my backup is going to speak like that one voice I used last night.
Anyway,
I will be the new Havelock. I've come to peace with this.
Oh, God.
We're continuing.
There is only one Havelock. Be discount Havelock or Havelock Light.
at any rate,
No, it's classic Coke. I'm new Havelock. You can't beat classic Coke.
No, you weren't.
Unless there's no cocaine in it. That's like I got people to drink it more.
Anyway, Moriana, you take your station as everyone is making final preparations for warp travel. And looking up from your station just for a moment, you see the navigator into the bridge, an aged and slightly overweight old woman.
You talk shit about her. That's our ship grandma, man.
But yes.
I hope you're not attached to her.
But,
Yeah, and she's old.
But yes, the navigator throws off her robes, revealing the bodysuit underneath, steps up onto her pedestal, which then raises a glass tank around her, which quickly fills with a liquid. You've seen it on some naval vessels to augment the navigator's abilities, effectively suspends them in the tank so that they can focus. It's effectively a form of sensory deprivation, so that the only senses they're focusing on are the warp eye.
Lady Vanessa kind of shifts uncomfortable, seeing that the navigator is here, so close to the bridge, where she's used to her previous ship, where the navigator was kept away from the bridge in a different room.
Okay, I see how this bitch is.
Oh, I'm sorry if I'm uncomfortable about potential demon heads blowing up. Yeah, but she maintains some composure.
Pours herself another glass of wine.
No. You can't get too drunk at least on the bridge.
Going
Gotta maintain.
to check, see if Shorta's navigators are ready.
Prepared, yes. Moving out on my command. All ships to ready. Engage warp drives.
Engaged.
Once she's out, I wait a minute, and then I give the signal.
All right, and then we flip.
And then we go back to
Coin.
Port Wander, because fuck that hoe. But no.
Later, bitches.
I mean, notably, the naval vessels simply followed the command and warped out with her. So you delay a few minutes.
I delay like just a minute, because like there's just that second of just like, I really fucking don't like her.
My lord, something the matter?
Yeah, it gets like.
No.
I was gonna say it gets rather like. Lord Captain.
Verona.
Suit?
Engage.
Venora, but
Nora.
Okay.
But yes, you lot enter the warp.
Mm.
Laeresh,
Sitting in the lap of luxury. No,
sitting
Sitting
in
in
the
the lap of something.
sitting in the small
Someone-
apartment you've been left in, you happen to glance out the window, and in the distance you see a series of explosions out in the void.
oh shit, we're starting this, man. Not even giving me read my message, I bet.
No, I read.
Alright. You choose to ignore it like me. I see how it is. Anyway, so yeah. So, some actual explosions, or does it look like festivity explosions? I think she's
It's-
familiar with the difference.
It is out in the void. It is out in the void itself, and it is definitely explosion. It's definitely actual detonations of weapons.
Do
Seeing
Eldar
something
believe in fireworks?
I'm sure.
Hmm.
Everybody loves fireworks. Anyways, so yeah, she immediately goes to her little window, sort of excited at the prospect of some sort of violence happening, and gaze out and see what's going on.
You see where the explosion or where the detonations are going off, a ways out in the void, and you also see on the streets people are running here and there. Most of them now in armor, some of them in civilian garments, rushing what looks like towards military buildings.
This is very titillating to her. A lot better than some of the books she's been getting and reading. The whole Broker Man routine was getting kind of old. So yeah, she watches this for a bit, and then she kind of wonders as she goes towards the door, and knocks on it. The typical knock she uses in order to get someone to respond.
Yeah. One of the Dire Avengers slams. You hear him slamming his hand on the door control, and it slides open. What?
She's like pretending she woke up. Something the matter. I could swear I hear noise going on out there. Could you tell them to keep it down?
Remain in your room, Drukhari. The craft world is under attack. You will stay here.
Oh, it is. Well, stay here? Why do I have to stay here? I can give a good old helping hand.
You're
I've been
We're a
good.
bit distrustful of you, Drukhari.
Still mad about that one time?
Closes the door in your face.
Yeah, still mad about that one time. She kind of looks away as the door closes.
Whoa.
You're just on duty out there, like you shouldn't be that hard on her. Shut the fuck
Do
up.
you care?
You've been edgy lately, man. Someone been fucking you hard or something? Yeah, anyway. So yeah, and seeing the explosions going on and all them scrambling, it's not too much for her to do except like just watch, see what they do, see who's attacking as best she can.
I mean, you can always climb out the window again.
No, they
No, she can't
sent
sit
some
it up.
bars into the way for that one.
Apparently, yeah. So yeah, she's looking to see who's attacking.
As you're gazing out at the viewport you can see from your window, something flies by close, and with your keen Eldar eyes, you're able to pick it out as it flies real close, and several Eldar vessels move in pursuit of it. It's an Orc fighter bomber. Just this scrapped together hunk of junk.
It hurts her eyes for a bit as she rubs both of them. It hurts her aesthetically. She's like,
no, red does not mix with all of that metal.
I know. Yeah, she watches the Eldar craft chase out. She's like, no, just a bunch of orc pirates. No real threat. Jeez. Here, I was thinking it was actually something interesting.
If you take another glance out the window, you actually do spot as it's approaching the craft world at a pretty ludicrous speed. You notice that thing that all the detonations seem to be focused on is a massive vessel. definitely of orc make, just the way it seems to just be made of all other kinds of ships scrapped together.
She looks at it with the disgust, and then kind of does the math in her head and realizes, wait, it's coming at the craft world.
Oh.
Ooh.
The craft world and its escort fleet are throwing every round they have at it, trying to break it apart before it gets there.
Is it judging by how this thing probably looks, is it reasonable to judge that it's probably not going to be taken apart before it even love taps the craft world?
From the sheer size of it alone, it looks like it might just hold up to the firepower.
All right. Seeing as things might get a bit bumpy, she's going to hold on to whatever's nearby. Like, is there like a support pillar or something?
The frame for the bed you were laying on is basically sung out of the floor, so you could probably cling to that wraithbone and hope for the best.
Well, it's held up to more intense tests in the past, so it should help with this. As she kind of grips onto it, bracing for inevitable impact and watching out the small view that she has. Kind of slightly excited. Also equally worried for her own safety.
Yeah. Larash, when it finally makes it, the Eldar fleet has managed to blow chunks off of it. There's just some of the vessels that made up this giant floating wreck that the orcs had called a ship have just been blown completely clear. But the core chunk of it itself, several very large vessels that were apparently just haphazardly welded together, manages to survive long enough to smash into the craft world. And it is like the worst earthquake you've ever experienced. Everything is getting thrown about. You hear the guards outside go flying against a wall.
Then you realize this is your moment. You can escape.
So if the orcs win somehow, does that mean the craft world becomes part of the Space Hulk?
It means
Technically, it's already a part of the Space Hulk, since the Space Hulk has technically touched it, and they're floating through space, so they are a part of the Space Hulk for the short amount of time it is right now.
If by some impossibility out of this whole brutal melee the orcs somehow win, Moriarty has gotten himself the biggest hip in the goddamn sector. And he'll find some way to put a warp drive on that motherfucker.
Yeah, but
he's an orc, so he probably will.
You know, that captain gave me a good job, all things considered.
We can go pay him a visit now.
So after being holding on for dear life, Larash gets up after being thrown to the ground. Quickly goes over the door and tries to open it, or unless there's like a obviously opening in the wall or something.
It looks like any means to open the door from your side was sealed up before they put you in here. But you can try. Give me either, if you have security, you can try that.
Oh yeah, because I have secured. I don't think so.
I think security is a basic skill, so you can always try that. Or you can try to just brute strength and try and get the door open.
Yes, Eldar are known for brute strength. Can I seduce my way through the door?
We're going to the classic D&D questions.
All right. Shit. I don't have security. And what do you mean by brute force? Exactly.
It would just be a strength test.
Sure. We'll try a strength test.
And give yourself a plus 10 because the craft world was just slammed into by most of a Space Hulk. So it's things might be a little bit fucked up.
Wow.
I've been pumping iron. What do you think I've been doing while locked up in confinement? Fuck your door.
Literally just doing the prison workout routine.
Yeah, and you know how hard it is to have sex with an aspect warrior? Builds up muscles. Working on my core routine.
Yeah.
You just have to start switching hands during your fucking playtime with your Dire Avenger.
Yeah, it's like a shake weight.
At any rate.
And this episode's about to get like a triple R, triple X rating. Anyways.
It's a good thing I'm not. It's a good thing I don't qualify for monetization because this one would get demonetized immediately.
We will never qualify for monetization because
Sorry.
YouTube keeps content creators.
Well,
Yeah, so
I mean, for monetization, a video just needs like I think it's 1,000 views now.
Really? I didn't know that.
I think
Yeah, but the money is just nothing.
yeah. At any rate,
So yeah, she sticks her hands like the door was like slightly nudged open by the thing, and just with brute strength slides that thing in, almost looking effortlessly like sliding like a regular slide door.
yeah,
As
because
it scrapes against the reef.
yeah, due to the damage, you managed to get the door's a little bit ajar. You managed to slip your hands inside, just shove until you can get your back against the other side of the door, and just shove it open enough for you to slip through. And the Dire Avengers outside are, at the very least, unconscious.
And she's like, "I told you should have let me out and help you." As she goes to grab one of their weapons.
They are unconscious at least, so you are able to pick up one of the Avengers
borrow-
shuriken catapults.
She's like, "I'm
Oh,
borrowing
good.
this."
Oh no, the cannons are the biggest ones, right?
And she's like, with all this chaos, they might be tempted just to shoot me on sight, definitely. No sweet talking my way out of this. As she looks down to one of them, and would it be a reasonable enough time to slip into one of the armor? Or is it a pretty time-consuming effort?
Given the scale of a spaceborne conflict, you can probably get into this armor in relatively short time.
Alright, so since she's familiar with it coming on and off, she's going to take her lover boy in
Yeah.
there and
She has had practice taking that armor off of Loverboy, I was gonna say, so she probably knows how to do it pretty quick.
yeah, so she just like takes him in and almost comically steps out. Maybe like a minute later, dressed in it. Kind of still doesn't like that this one doesn't even have barbs, you know? And then pats the aspect warrior, or the, what was he again?
Dire
What? No, the other one. He's like higher up. What was it called?
Exarch.
Exarch. Pats the Exarch on the head as she makes her way down the. Would it be stairs? Would it be stairs? Do they have stairs?
Yeah,
Down to the first floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Down to the first floor and carefully out on the street level.
Yeah, no, on the streets, after the impact, everything is chaos. There are a couple of people who have fallen in the streets and are clutching, obviously, broken legs. And
Oh, that pain.
yeah, there are
Yeah.
several others who are stopping to help their fallen brethren, and others are rushing to their duty stations clad in guardian armor.
And
They're
they-
going to
Yeah,
die first.
Yeah, Leo Wesh is just calmly walking down the sidewalk, like as if it's just a normal Sunday afternoon, while people are like screaming about their broken leg. Like one guy's like asking for help, and she kind of just like doesn't step on him, but like steps over him.
Yeah. Excuse me.
As-
Everything's chaos. People are running around
black.
trying to get to their duty stations. You're just calmly. Excuse me. Pardon me. Pardon me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Pardon me.
Excuse me while I start playing Paint It Black for this obviously very Vietnam scene.
Yeah, and there's like just death lying around. She's just like casually looking at like the chunks that fell in and like the damage done to the craft world. You know, like yeah, couldn't happen to better people. What you get for locking me up?
What you for locking me up and protecting me from my own disgusting urges.
I know,
my
right?
Disgusting urges.
I'm
My
beautiful.
disgusting urges make me.
Yeah, so she walks. Let's stop by. She's gonna try to head over towards the spaceport.
You manage to get there relatively undisturbed. It's a couple people bump into you as they hurry to their stations, but seeing a Dire Avenger, they quickly apologize and continue on their way.
She doesn't say anything. They don't make anything of it. Just like nudges them to continue onward. Wait. I shouldn't waste this. As she gets to the spaceport, she kind of stops and thinks. Wait, where's that one thing where they put all the soul stones at?
You know,
Do they just have that?
They do have that.
The Infinity Circuit is, if it's anywhere, it's buried. The way your craft world can treasure those soul stones, it is buried deep in the core of this craft world.
Well, in her time about and in her time chatting with her lover, and just generally watching people and eavesdropping whenever she could. Could I try to roll? I don't know.
Give
What
me a
would it be?
charm. Give me a charm to see if you could have weaseled it out of Loverboy.
I mean, what? I'm literally in prison. I mean, what would I know about that? You know. Plus, I did the whole
What can I
broken
possibly
girl.
do with this information?
Exactly. Do I get like a bonus or anything? I mean, I was probably literally boning him when it happened.
How into damaged chicks is this dude?
I'll give you a +10 because you went for a bit of a noticeably long con. You spent 3 months trying to gather information. So.
Yep. Worked hard for that. I'm at it paid off.
So you know that the Infinity Circuit is buried. In fact, it is right next to the heart of the craft world, and this craft world takes its defense very seriously, as most do. And you know that it is protected by the greatest warriors the craft world has to offer.
I mean, I fought with their greatest warriors. They really aren't all that. They really aren't all that.
Yeah, but I'm a coward too, though. But the problem is during the crisis like this. How far is that? Because this ship is so big. How long would it realistically take me?
It would take.
Well, they got advanced tech.
It would take you a good hour or two with this chaos going on. It would be hard for you to get a hold of any rapid transit. So. It'd be an hour or two just to get to the Infinity Circuit.
I'm busting my balls.
Broke bitch, you know you have another character.
Go for what? Go for the gold bitch. You don't know you have another character. I love that. Shit, there's too many unknowns. Crap.
That's always how it is, though. Come on, just go for broke. Or, go find a ship and get the fuck out of there. It's your call. I'm enjoying the ride.
Yeah, I know, right? And how valuable are spirit stones to my character's knowledge? I know, like, what could I get? I want to know what I'm getting. I know they're valuable, but like, how valuable are we talking about?
If you could get back to Komara, you could probably buy your way back into your old cabal if you had enough of them.
What's like enough of them? Like a bag?
You would need at minimum 2 dozen.
So a bag.
Oh, okay, a bag, and then another 2 dozen for my greedy ass.
Like palm-sized stones, or like these those everything's bigger in Texas belt buckle kind of stones.
It varies, I think.
Yeah, it varies a little bit, but in general, they're roughly the size. They're a little bit bigger than your palm. Like you can close your hand around them, but they'll be noticeable in your hand.
Oh wait, there's tons of death and destruction going on around me. Why am I taking the hard approach to this shit? There's people lying in the streets, dead, right?
Or very close
wounded,
to dead.
Hurt, but there might have been a couple of fatalities you passed on the way here.
Yeah, hey, well, she'll just go back, collect up a few stones there.
Suffering.
Yeah, ease their suffering too. Anyone that's suffering, she'll help them. What I mean by help, like pocket their stones, like as she's like dragging them to the side, like, don't worry, I'll help you,
Don't worry, I'll help. This is mine. Crack.
Just snap,
mine.
snap.
It's like when you're playing Hitman and everything goes wrong, and you're just knocking people out and snapping their necks immediately on the ground.
Sticking them in trash cans, but yeah. So would that be plausible?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a D100.
She is scavenging this battlefield.
Hey, I need to think of myself, all right?
Now, look, I know my previous cabal tried to murder me.
But they might come back around if I show them this.
But if I pay them enough, they'll forget about that.
29 soul stones.
You are able to harvest 2 dozen soul stones.
Once that's in hand, she makes a run for the port now. No longer casually walking. As like the last guy was like, "What are you doing?" And she kind of just like puts a hand over his mouth, causing him hard to breathe. It's like an old Eldar guy. I was like, "Shh."
No tears, only dreams.
Go to sleep. And then
shoots him in the face with an assault rifle at point blank range.
No. She didn't need to do that. Feels like caused too much attention. So yeah, then she makes her way towards the spaceport. Let's see, who can I hitch a ride with and or borrow a ride?
You do notice most notable vessels. There's a single escort vessel currently docked that is apparently that it seems to be loading its crew so we can go join the defense. And there are several single seat space fighters that have docked to rearm and refuel.
And how many people are typically aboard this one? Because I know Eldar ships are far more different than humans. Like, they don't have like thousands upon thousands of human refuge powering every gear, loading every bearing, and all that shit.
The ship currently docked is a Shadowhunter class raider, and their crew is
Ballpark.
It is. There's maybe about 1,000 people aboard a small escort vessel, so, or at least a small Eldar one.
1,000? Yeah, I don't like those odds. I mean, maybe given some time, some poison gas, and maybe some more fucking around, I probably could kill off a good chunk of them. But yeah.
If there were 2 more of me, and I could see he's the bridge, the auxiliary bridge, and the engineering bay.
And then one just to fuck around. Yeah, I could see it just totally happening. Alright, looks like I'm borrowing a fighter. Damn Corsairs went around. Lazy bastards run away from the fight when I need them the most. Excuse me as I run away from the fight. Yeah, so yeah, she's gonna go over to the fighters,
Hey, it's that first mate's fault. It's his fault that he's not getting any of that sweet Dark Eldar action.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's his fault, yeah. So yeah, she goes over to the much more smaller fighters and or bombers or whatever they have around here that passes for a fighter on the craft world.
Yeah, there are a few strike fighters, a couple bombers, just currently refitting and rearming for going back out. And you do see one where the pilot has climbed out, and the maintenance crews are removing the cockpit glass or crystalline structure for the Eldar. They are removing it and bringing in a replacement. As he was very lucky, he was wearing his armor. There's a hole punched in that crystalline structure.
Little glass cans. Would this armor stand up to the vacuum now, man?
They are currently replacing the glass, and he crawled his way out of the cockpit and collapsed and ripped his helmet off to actually start breathing again.
What is happening? How did they find us?
But seriously, would the armor I have now protect me from space, or not so much?
With the helmet on and it's sealed, you would have a good hour or 2 of air.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I mean, if I'm out there any longer, then I'm already fucked.
Oh man,
all right,
one of their seers did this, by the way. That's the most amazing part to me. I managed to stall her on the phone long enough to find her.
So, well, once they're done replacing, I go up to them.
Yeah.
How many people are there?
There's a half dozen maintenance crew who are swapping out the cockpit cover.
She shoots them all.
The pilot is currently leaning up against the side of effectively toolbox, trying to breathe deep. But you can tell that his air was probably out by the time he docked. So he's definitely having some trouble getting his lungs working properly again.
Okay, basically I kind of just like push him out of the way as I go up like what would be like like those ladders on the side of like jets I assume they have for this one.
Basically.
Everyone's probably like, what the hell's going on? She's relying on that like kind of like shock factor of no one like doing anything, just get to the cockpit.
I mean, they see a Dire Avenger replacing the previous pilot of this craft, and they're just like, I guess she's been down. I guess that one's been down the path of okay.
Everyone's like kind of just like
they know the actual pilot's not in any condition to go back out, so.
Hey, he's currently passed out on the ground after being pushed. Now, how do I pilot this thing?
Oh my god, you planned on stealing a ship and you don't know how to fly.
Learn as I go.
Make the roll. This is how it
Either
instantly orders.
intelligence or agility.
Just crashes into the fucking wall.
Well,
It's
believe
okay,
it or not,
I'll
my
say-
intelligence is not that high. So agility. Do I get a bonus or because I'm
No.
Eldar?
No, there's no
You get to
goddamn
make
way.
the roll,
Fair enough.
as
fair
opposed to
enough.
just smashing yourself into the wall.
Can I fuck it?
Then we're a very different show. Nope.
Yeah,
That's
this
a
is
lot of failure.
this is a bumpy ride. So it's like, whoa, crashing a bit. Like, yeah, I am not a good at flying this thing. Let's see.
Laresh?
I can't even read half this shit.
Laresh, do you have a fate point to spend to re-roll that?
Yeah, I do.
You want to?
Pretty sure you die if you don't.
I'm just twisting my balls, man.
Fail harder. Fail. Oh god. I love this character so much. This
Fuck
is how it has
you.
to go.
By the skin of your teeth.
Yeah.
So she crashes it a couple of times.
Yeah, no,
Here and there, like knocks a
Crash,
few
you're
people over.
bumping-
Yeah,
You're
no.
bumping the thing, Doc.
This thing, as you lift the fighter off, it is the shakiest takeoff anyone has ever seen. Like,
Especially for Eldar.
yeah, no. As the maintenance crew and the
Yeah,
pilot and the
yeah,
forward
that's
pilot are
so
watching this thing fly off down the launch bay. They are just watching every pillar, like, oh my god, she's gonna take the fucking wing off that damn thing. She's gonna fucking destroy half the launch bay. It is a miracle that you don't. You do, however, scrape the exit a little bit on your way out.
Oops. That's not my paint job. I don't have to worry about it. And she's like, well, at least I'm in space now. As she gets exit out, and there's this crazy battle going on.
Yeah, no, there are orc fighter bombers all over the place. There's a couple
see.
burner bombers, which you're honestly, if you didn't know better, you would say the orcs are idiots for trying to use those, but they're orcs, so somehow napalm works in space.
Now the question is, where the fuck do I go from here? This thing should have like some way to get into the webway or something, right? Crap. Let's see. Like she's like flying around a bit, like looking at the chaos going on. Like, ooh, they really did do a damage on. As though like seeing it from the outside.
Yeah.
Man.
How
There-
fucked does the
there's
crap
a- there's
look
a
like? How
hit-
bad is the impact?
There is a hideous gash down the side of the craft world where the Space Hulk hit and just ground its way along.
All right, she's gonna look for the Corsair ship. Let's see. Maybe she. Where are they
You
at?
can see a couple Corsair vessels, but they are currently desperately trying to put an end to this Hulk and or performing anti-fighter flak screens.
All right. Well, while she's flying around, she's gonna try to get a feel for this thing a bit. Like, what does this here do? This must be the trigger. Like pulls it.
Testing out the weapons.
Yeah, just basically like when you like test out like a fighter when you're playing a video game.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna go. Let's just shoot into space. Okay, that's how that works. This button's red. I don't know what. I'm not gonna touch it. It's looks at like her loot of soul stones and kind of like ties it to what would pass for like a belt for her, just in case she has to eject from this thing. Man, and this thing is so stupid. Oh God, jeez, how does any of this? She's like just like turn it side to side. Let's see. All right. So outside the craft world now, they're all fighting each other. Barely know how to use this thing.
I feel like this escape plan was not thought out.
Well, I had a different escape plan, but then the DM threw a giant space Hulk at me, and didn't respond to like the stuff I gave him. But oh well. So okay, so fuck. Let's pop a few fighters, see how this goes.
If you're going to
die
engage in dogfighting,
horribly.
then do give me a pilot spacecraft test. But I'm gonna say pilot flyer because it is specifically. It's a
I don't
small-
have that then. If it's that bad, if it looks that serious, never mind. I was more just
You
like
can
fire.
barely fly this thing, and you want to engage in offensive and evasive maneuvers.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. I guess I will just watch the battle as it goes along and see if there's an opening to any particular court. Wait, does this thing have good communication? No, it wouldn't be able to communicate that far. Crap, damn.
You,
I really
You're
didn't
just
think
going
this.
to be in orbit, aren't you?
you could communicate with the other craft nearby, but you have no idea what frequency you're on, or if any given ship would hear you.
She kind of like slams her hand into like the dash a bit, like, I didn't think this through.
Self-destruct initiated.
What? No! Stop that! Can I undo?
All right. I'm gonna roll war to see how well things are going. Basically, like, what's the odds of everyone doing well?
Go ahead and roll.
It's okay. We haven't arrived yet. America hasn't come to save the day just yet.
Aren't you guys trying to kill them? I have no fucking idea.
It's right now. You're in the
War is a skill?
It's common lore war, but
Okay.
you're currently behind the stick of a fighter. You have no idea what you're doing. You're barely keeping this thing from crashing into shit. You're effectively just hanging. You're effectively pretending to do interceptor duty around one of the larger ships.
Yeah, fair enough. That's really all I can do.
Yeah, and there's fighter engagements and capital ship fire going on all around you. It is just a god awful mess right now.
I guess during this time too, she'll take like while she's doing this, could I do like a straight intelligence to start learning the ship's systems a bit?
Go ahead. Yeah, you can go ahead and give me an intelligence test just to try and figure the systems out a bit.
Push one button at a time. That's how you learn what does what.
That's a negative.
Yeah, you're not having a lot of success with this.
I don't even know half these buttons do.
Yeah, craft world markings are a little bit different from the Drukhari markings, and this thing's laid out weird, and you don't have much piloting experience in general, so you briefly flew a Venom for a little bit, but that was all of 5 minutes before you had to crash it and jump.
Yeah, well, it wasn't mine, so I don't have to worry about that one. She's gonna try to contact one of the Corsair ships. Try to, like, let's see, this one. As she's like going through different frequencies, like someone's like dying on one, turn to another. We need support. Turn to another.
Game over, man. Game over.
Nope, isn't it. That isn't it. Let's see. She like starts flying a little bit closer to the Corsair ship. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me another intelligence check real quick, as you're trying to fiddle through the radio or through the communication settings.
Oh my god, jeez. I knew I should have read more.
Take it with a plus 10, as you're literally just going. Doesn't matter anyway.
Oh.
But so that's 3.9. But you finally managed to, just by hugging like almost right underneath the body of one of the smaller Corsair ships, you're finally able to get a message through to that ship. There's somebody on the comm. Fighter, what's your designation? Where are you on the field right now?
Requesting emergency landing. Something seems to be wrong with my fighter.
And just you hear a few sounds of consoles being pressed. Port docking bay, land it.
A pilot test to land?
It will be. Yes.
No, I was assuming.
Yep. It would be pilot flyer, so it's if you don't have it trained, then it's at half your agility.
That's bad. That's really bad, DM. That's really bad. Can I like slow it down at least? I don't know. Fuck. Cause half my agility, it's 41.
Yep.
So
that's 20.
What would that be?
There's
Because it's a 1. That's what.
Yeah, it's.
So would it be like 20.5?
It would be 20 because it rounds down.
Oh, okay. Fuck, dude. Oh man, that's some rough ass shit. Well, let's hope I get it at least into the hangar, shall we? Alright, so it'd be minus 21.
No.
Boom.
Laeresh, you've got the port blocking bay lined up, and you're right on target for it. You're going in for the landing, and despite your scraping it on the way out of the Craft World's launch bay. There wasn't quite anything wrong with it yet. At the very least, now, if you survive the crash that's about to happen, you'll at least be justified in saying there was something wrong with your fighter. As the port engine goes out, and you begin spiraling on your way into the hangar.
Uh-oh.
Shit.
Fines for the bird.
No.
Fines for droids. Do a barrel roll. So what can I do now since that's failed?
I mean, I think you're about to roll for damage that's about to happen.
I don't even have the stats for the damn thing.
To you. He doesn't have a fate point.
Larash,
Well, he spent
I
fate
can
points.
burn a fate point.
Larash, as this passes inside the ship's hangar, roll me an agility test real quick.
This big armor protect me.
That's like what, 5 armor at all locations? It'll be fine.
All right, roll an agility test.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, that definitely
Not
helps you.
bad.
As it passes into the hangar bay, as the spiraling fighter passes into the hangar bay, you just pop the eject, because you're relatively sure it's gonna be better to hit the floor of this hangar bay by yourself than be in this fighter whenever it connects with the far wall.
I doubt that, considering eject speeds.
I mean,
Well,
at least
lucky
you have
for
a
me,
chance
the
of
engine
surviving
was
that
out.
without
It
a fiery
would explode, so
explosion.
there's that.
Yeah, it's slightly better.
Slightly better, yes. Best to hit the ground hard than to hit the ground and explode. Positive side, they can keep that fighter now.
But yeah, Larash, as you go spinning, hitting from the cockpit, heading towards the floor of the hangar bay at very, very high speeds.
But I got catfall.
You do, and that's going to help you ever so slightly. So between everything else, it's gonna be give me a toughness test with a -20.
She's an Eldar, dude.
It was a
And
-50.
circumstances are circumstances.
Ow!
Ow.
I'm probably burning a fate point. I mean, I don't know what that translates to damage-wise.
Burn a fate point if you spend one already?
Yeah, you
Yes,
can burn
yes,
a fate
Yeah,
point.
I was not
burning
aware
a
of
fate
that.
point removes it from your total pool of fate points.
Am I gonna get some self-pain tokens from this one?
You can spend a fate point for like a reroll or a small bonus. You burn them when you need a miracle.
Yeah.
I'm aware. No, I know why you need to burn them. I was just never. Once you spent them, you could burn the ones you spent.
Yes, you still can. 'Cause
It's like a Hearthstone,
Yeah.
where you can still destroy spent mana crystals.
Larash, do you want to burn that fate point and survive, or do you want to just say goodbye to Larash?
Really? It'd be that much damage? Oh, you twist my arm, DM. You do.
Give us a number,
You're ejecting
DM.
You're ejecting at supersonic
I
speeds.
know. I'll
flying
burn my
towards the
one
hard
and only fate point, because the God Emperor doesn't love Xenos.
Larash,
So
And
there-
then suddenly
Larash,
the will of the God Emperor manifests.
Larash, you're certain that maybe there is something to this craft world nonsense of Isha loving her children? As you fly out of the cockpit, you tuck and you're determined to just try and tuck and roll and hope for the best. You smash into the floor and go bouncing across the floor of this hangar bay. Your bones start breaking. You can feel ribs snap. Your left arm just snaps entirely the wrong way. And finally you come to a rest, just smacking with your back right up against the landing gear of another fighter. And you're
That
just,
breaks.
There's like this kind of like.
You are lying on the floor, a pathetic, broken body, but somehow you're still breathing.
Harder.
Yeah.
I can honestly say this amount of pain is enough. No more.
On me, at least.
I think I understand
But
what
Larash,
our people could be.
Larash, your ribs are a shattered mess. Your arm is snapped the wrong way, and you can't feel your legs.
Homunculi. So we'll just cut off my arm and take it to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
There,
So
somewhere distant, you hear a loud crash and blast as your fighter impacts the far wall. There's chaos going on. Fire crews immediately respond, and just as you pass out, you see somebody who looks like he might be a medic kneeling over you.
Man, Iskander just gets a golden shield of divine emperor magic. Just, protect him from a plasma grenade point blank. Leoris just gets turned into a broken doll.
I mean, to be fair, the
Leoris
Emperor's
turns into a sociopathic fucking child's Barbie doll experiment.
I mean, as we know, the God Emperor does not love the Xenos.
Yes, but this was Isha.
I'll think about it.
Isha's
Ah,
mercy. Isha/Sigarach's mercy is the only reason Leoris is alive.
Ouch.
She may be with Nurgle, but I doubt it's a love and marriage.
At any rate, cutting away from Leoris's unconscious view.
Everything's fading to black as the medic's just saying, "You're not gonna die on me."
And he takes off the helmet and he's like, "Oh!" And then he just puts the gun to her head.
No, it's a Corsair vessel, so they really don't care.
They might also want to leave the helmet on because that might be, keeping her skull together.
Yeah. For the Corsairs, kin or kin.
And I like these Corsairs. Even if they're filthy pirate scum. Meanwhile, Vanessa's just having wine on the ship.
Yeah. You guys are making your journey through the warp. The emergency blast shields have come down just preemptively.
Yep.
And specifically above the bridge of your vessel, everybody give me perception checks.
Okay. You're asking me to roll a skill I don't have very high. Is it awareness?
It's awareness, yeah.
Okay, is this hearing based?
It is. So yes, hearing based awareness.
Let me see. I need to double check what the talent keen heightened senses hearing does.
Plus 10, I believe, or plus 20.
That's why I'm looking, because you couldn't tell me.
But now you're told. Ooh.
Yeah, it's a plus 10.
According to Plaid, yeah. Plaid.
According to Plaid.
That's her name now.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I succeeded, because of my super good hearing.
Vanessa, if you'd also like to roll yours.
For awareness?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
How long have we been traveling in the warp? At least by our count.
It's been a couple hours in the warp now.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. That's fucking
She is
fast.
shit-faced.
No, she's not shit-faced. I mean, not today, at least.
You keep drugging wine, I'm just saying.
She's had a
Why?
glass or two.
Yeah, you make it sound like she was chugging that bottle, and like her account team was like, chug, 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 chug. Probably gonna fuck us up. I don't know shit. I guess I'm too busy. If I'm up at the bridge, just like staring at everyone working, trying to.
Yeah, you're trying to calm
Look
down because
busy.
you understand that we are going into a shitty scenario. We have no idea if
Yeah.
there's any strength. We have.
So wait, were we going to the warp and we're expecting to get there now, or are we spending a day or something in the warp?
It's going to be a couple days in the warp to get there.
So we're a few hours in. What the fuck is happening?
Specifically, you lot, specifically Moriana and Ramirez. One of the sounds that Ramirez, it's always stuck out to you during warp travel when you were on the bridge, and Moriana, it's been sticking out to you since you got here, since it's actually a little bit unusual for navigators to be located directly on the bridge. They usually bridge adjacent, but they're not on the bridge itself. One of the consoles attached to the platform that Navigator Minora's tank is on, it's been emitting a constant little beep, beep, It's like it's like the EKG meter in a hospital.
Oh,
Just
fuck.
a steady heartbeat meter, and all of a sudden you just hear it start to go beep
No,
beep
no,
beep
no,
beep
no,
beep beep
no,
beep
no,
beep 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 beep, as her heart rate just starts skyrocketing through the roof, and you see a couple of her attendants are starting to go over the consoles, like trying to figure out what's going on. And glancing back, you see Venora clutching at her chest.
She is having a heart attack while we are in warp space.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! This is the worst possible scenario.
It's pretty
Yeah, that's
bad.
pretty bad. That's
Okay,
bad.
okay. Shit, don't panic. Stop panicking.
Everybody calm down. Everybody just stay calm.
Ramirez, act sick.
I'm gonna try something fucking desperate.
I'm gonna ask about. Shut up! You're a psycho.
I'm gonna try something fucking desperate here. Double check how this fucking power works.
I'm gonna suggest it to the Lord Captain to perhaps maybe tell her to drop us out of warp.
I don't think she can. She's in the middle of having a fucking heart attack.
Well, she has to try. I don't know what happens if your navigator dies while you're in warp.
I'm not.
We died.
You become lost in the warp. It's survivable. People have done it. People have made blind warp jumps before.
Yeah, Soleil has.
Okay.
How could she doesn't want to do that
So-
again?
Game Master. Can I attempt to use the compel power, which is an opposed willpower test, to try and help convince her body she is not having a heart attack?
Compel affects her mind, not her cardiovascular system. So,
Oh, God. Mind over matter.
I was about to say,
You can't-
we're in a
You
setting where
said
mind
it shouldn't by
matters.
all rights be done via. Yeah. Mind over matter is the thing. She'll be dead, but we'll get out of the warp.
Shit. What do we do? I have no idea. I am not a doctor.
I will let you cast Compel to try and help and to try and give her a placebo to help her. So
I am gonna try everything I fucking can to get her to just have a chance.
I have an idea, DM. So she's having a heart attack, right? Basically.
as it's become apparent to the rest of you, Ramirez and Moriana heard it first, and it's become quite clear now. Yes, the Navigator is currently having a cardiac event.
All right.
8 point. This is important.
Oh, okay. I'll let him do that first.
It's very important.
Managed to get the compel off.
Meanwhile,
Ramirez just
Soleil's
standing
just
and
going.
fucking
Yeah,
holding his
meanwhile,
hand up.
Soleil's going just
Go ahead, Pat.
I was gonna say Soleil's is just doing Forbidden or about all the awful things that are going to be happening to them if dies from a heart. Oh God, she's thinking about all the horrible things that are about to happen to her.
Soleil's...
You're about to be Sinesh's plaything.
Soleil's, you do know specifically that as long as the Geller field is intact, the things in the warp shouldn't be able to get you. With the Navigator, though, cutting power to the warp drive means that whenever the warp drive burns to the power it currently has, it'll then just drop you out blind, with no consideration as to whether or not you're going into a planet or into the sun or...
Into orcs or nids. There's a very good chance of that as well. I mean, just give the ratio.
Nora, we need you to hold it together for now. You need to stay calm.
Does it look like it's working?
Somebody get the Cherugian.
Gotta call that. We have a serious medical problem. Get the fuck up here.
Yeah, no, the Cherugian teams are on their way. Specifically, though, let's see here.
Cherugian.
If they get lost. Aw.
That's
God.
for everybody.
Does she get a reroll because, placebo?
She got a bonus from your help, but
Stay alive, sweetie, please.
Oh, dang.
Oh no.
Okay, hold on.
you're
I
really
have an
lucky
idea.
Go ahead.
I have an idea. So she's having a heart attack. Would my one ability, DM, be able to basically do sort of CPR on her heart? You know, basically massage it.
Which ability is that?
Really? Yeah, stay enough.
No, don't make her heart stronger. That's what's killing her.
Wait, what? Don't make her heart stronger. That's
Oh God, I have an idea. I have shock fists. I have shock gloves.
No. I don't think it works exactly like that. You have to
I
have.
can defibrillate the bitch. It's okay.
I have phase.
You have phase? What? What is
Yeah.
that? Doesn't sound cool.
Basically, I'll just say it here. I can go through objects because I have Shadowkin as a mutation.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So you won't actually
Maybe just a
parts.
thought here. Raise your hand into her chest, your area chest, and
That's not gonna help. But
No,
anyways,
basically start like
immediately just
pressing it.
punch her
I don't
forward.
know. What you guys gonna do? Throw a couple aspirins in there and hope it gets
I've got
better?
fucking nothing.
Some
I have nothing
Motrin?
for this situation.
I'm using psychic
I
powers.
don't know either.
I am not a biomancer.
Yeah, no,
I am
Ramirez is the one who's a
So what's
surgeon.
gonna happen if we live through this? We're getting a new navigator, and then we're getting a spare navigator.
Yeah. Anyways, DM, would that work?
The problem with trying to use your mutant ability to phase through objects, Kitty Pride,
Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah.
you'd have, in order to affect her heart, your hand would have to be solid within her chest cavity, which
Good
could cause
point.
further problems.
Shit. Fuck. Damn it. Well, I guess we just all accept our fate and just die in the warp then.
Well, you're also very lucky that you're very lucky that your named NPCs have touched by the fates and get one fate point.
You have touched by the face?
Fucking
No, we
damn it!
don't. No, we
Oh,
aren't. Ramirez just sitting here. Can I try
Oh.
and push? Can I try and push the power?
no! We're
You're very
literally
lucky.
in the middle of
You're very lucky that
That's the worst
thing
idea.
doesn't help. Fuck you.
So
We're either lost in the warp or we suffer a potential bad thing.
you invite the warp inside your Geller field while you're in the warp.
Seems like a saboteur
That is,
joke.
we're dead.
Can I burn a fate or not burn? Spend a fate point for the navigator to roll?
All right, so
Everybody, throw your fate points in there.
specifically what has happened.
Take them all.
Specifically what has happened, she has... You can see that she was straining to try and do something while still clutching her chest, and her eyes snapped shut as the monitor as the console that was giving off the beep goes absolutely ballistic before running silent, and the ship's warp drive spins down, and you emerge into real space. The other ships are nowhere to be seen. You've no idea where you are. There's a planet nearby, and as the ship transitions back into real space, the attendants quickly drain the tank and lower the glass as the chief chirurgeon arrives.
Yeah,
Right.
get her fixed.
I will do what I can.
And Chief Chirurgeon, if you will roll me a medicine test with a +10 because you were on a or actually no, you get a +10 from having the Medicaid deck, I believe.
Yeah, so just we're wheeling this bitch. Wheeling this bitch to the Medicaid deck.
Oh yeah, you get a +20 on Medicaid test. So
Yeah, like it is like this is just pure. We need her to survive now.
yep.
That was Ramirez, but I'm gonna go ahead and spend one of the other
Don't.
points because this is an important test here.
She didn't
And
have to have
Ramirez tried to
babies
talk
while
the
she was
shit outta
on
here.
board, right?
Yeah,
I know what to do. Get the fuck out of here.
Ramirez is currently, no,
I'm
rubbing-
sorry, Ramirez.
rubbing
I know what to
shot
do.
gloves together.
No, not even that. Like rubbing the one shot glove against his leg. I know what to do as he holds up a trout. Get the fuck out.
Where did you get that? I don't know.
I don't know. Found it.
The whisper in my head told me where to find it.
I'm sorry. Literally just kind of like stopping looking at the trout. I don't know. Just walks away staring at the trout. Where did I find this?
Right, so since we're out of the fucking warp, I'm gonna have the helmsman take us towards that planet because I feel like we're gonna be here a bit.
The helmsman does bring you into orbit over the planet. Initial scan, actually.
Slays, do the thing you do.
Slays, for a scan of the planet, give me your awareness plus the ship's detection of 15. So awareness of plus 15.
So
Either awareness or tech gives it plus 15.
Having literally. Well, it's going to. Are there any good given the thing? I just where she's
You know, there is actually
literally freaked out to the point where we need to probably pry her off her station.
there is going to be a minus 10 due to the fact that you're still recovering from the absolute terror.
Good news is, good news. Hey,
Yeah, it takes you a second. You get a false scan as the auger arrays just start scanning a fucking asteroid just far off into the system, and you're like recalibrating, get it targeted back onto the planet. Meanwhile, the chief chirurgeon has rushed Navigator Vendora to the Medicaid deck and is effectively performing an open heart surgery to save her life, with success actually. The chief chirurgeon does manage to stabilize her condition.
Alright.
I can't fucking remove this heart murmur on the bitch, though. Despite all of our advanced medicine.
Alright. Stand back. I haven't had to do something this serious in a long time. Give me that
That's
whiskey.
slightly worrisome.
Give me that MSEC.
Now you're going to witness the.
Steady my hands.
Now you're going to witness the rare, often usually unheard of, seal heart transplant. What? Get me that seal I keep in the freezer. Why do you have that?
For
Because I
just
knew
this
this would
one
happen.
occasion.
See, if I was a biomancer, this
How
would
did
be
you
fine.
know this would
If I was a
happen?
fucking biomancer, we would have been fine.
Yep. At any rate, Slays, you're
Someone want to be a helmet with mind powers.
Slays.
Biomancy is mind powers.
At any rate,
That's telepathy.
I mean, all the
Anyway,
powers
yes.
spring from his mind, but you know.
No, they don't. They spring from hell. If we're gonna be honest here.
Via his mind.
Via his willpower.
At any rate, Slays, scanning the planet, it actually registers with a planet in your databanks. The death world of Ramian.
How the fuck? Damn shenanigans.
We went the opposite direction.
Warp shenanigans,
Okay,
man.
we were here. We started here. Where are we?
Right
Here.
over there. Right where Real's pointing for you.
We got one unit.
We would only need.
Those units aren't relevant. I should probably just get rid of that shit. But
Yeah. The point is, we were supposed to go here. We're over here.
it's almost like in her panic state, trying not to leave you lot stranded in the warp. She just picked a place she could exit and went for it.
Ah, yes, a death world. Lovely choice.
I mean, we technically don't have to leave the ship.
It's a death world or the warp. Which do you prefer here, buddy?
I
The
prefer
warp.
the Death World because I still have my boat. I don't have to get out of it.
I don't know.
I hear
People
that- I hear
survive
the
on
Dave's
death world. People don't
explanation
survive
of
all
That's
that
how
long in
they-
the warp.
The same thing. Could be.
So Shane, if you wanted to do a fucking jungle survival game, you could have just told me.
People
I
can
have
joke
5
on.
people. Listen.
So we're not
Lord-
going down that agreement, right?
I mean, I'd feel like a dick if I didn't. The GM did put us here. So,
It's a small
I feel
world
like
after
Macro
all.
batteries at it.
no. What first? Do we have any information on this death world, or is it just that it's a death world? How is this world trying to kill us?
This is the data. This is the information that is provided by your database.
Shane for. Oh no. Where is this?
What information?
Give it to me.
Oh, is it not displaying? Hold
It's
on.
not available yet. It's not showing.
Oh, okay. It's in. Sorry. Apparently, my user's journal icon is the same as if it was available to everybody, so you should be able to see
A
it now.
forest death world known for its feline population and massive super predators, including acid-spraying carnosaurs and massive canines.
Villainid? What the hell's a villainid? Sounds familiar.
Felinids are cat-like.
Cat.
Yeah,
Oh.
cat-like abhumans.
Oh! I know what game Cat's coming back in now. Now it all makes sense.
No.
Let me look
Change
this
the
up.
waiting adder to the call.
No, unfortunately.
Wait, this is a thing? Oh my
Well, Miko's
God.
gonna go on the planet now, so later, guys.
Wait, what?
Now, specifically Soleil's,
I'm into cat chicks.
while scanning, you do detect what looks like the, well, planet-grounded wreckage of a couple pilgrim vessels.
What do I do to implant a fucking pacemaker on this bitch?
I mean, if you guys had a bionic heart, that would
Ramirez, I actually need you. Try and send a message to the Imperial Battle Group. Tell them there was an emergency. We ended up here.
I'm gonna go over the Vox, some of my choir.
The choir assembles in its chamber.
I'm going to just look at my choir and just attempt to find them and message them in the world at the very least. And who knows how long we're going to be stuck here. And what am I rolling here in particular?
Sinus science. I'll give you a plus 20 because you're with your choir.
All right. And can I just I'm just gonna double check with how this telepathy power works because it works pretty slow, Lord Captain.
And it's dial-up.
At least it's dial-up that works across the entire galaxy.
Yeah. Or we could just use sorcery, but no, that's heresy.
It's not heresy. I use it all the time.
Blam,
Wait,
heresy.
what?
Nothing.
Sounds like a confession.
What are you talking about?
Get him!
Alrighty, so
Skin him with his own teeth.
in interstellar distances normally take 1d5 hours.
So go ahead and roll me a d5.
You can adjust it for complexity of the message and for distance if you want, but yes, usually 1d5.
Go ahead and roll me a d5 real quick.
Navigator! We went on the other side.
So what was the message that Captain gave me?
Okay, so specifically, due to a medical emergency with our navigator, we've fallen out of the warp. We are currently over Ramian. We do not know when we will be able to rejoin.
Man, you're gonna look so cool in front of Chorda.
So,
Torta's gonna fucking die, so, you know.
Yes, the more experienced rogue trader who knows when to get the hell out of Dodge.
at any rate, it takes you 3 hours to locate and get the message through. but you do know for a fact that you got the message to Chorda and the rest of the fleet.
Gonna go over Vox. It's done.
The dark deed is done.
Ramirez, meet me in the shuttle bay.
Will you need anything of me, Lord Captain?
Oh yes, Vanessa, you're coming too.
Of course.
The away team shall consist of myself.
The accountant.
The arch-militant, the psyker, and the accountant.
Basically.
Also, Squad Omega. Damn it! We always get this billing. Also,
We're always...
the away team will
Why
consist of
are-
myself,
does he-
the psyker, the arch-militant.
Oriana?
What? Who? Patrick?
Allow me to tend
I
to
didn't
acquire
hear him.
shell.
I didn't hear Jeff actually say for Moriana.
Also the arch-militant. It's
We need
just
to
a standard
capture
thing
jumps.
for me.
The away team shall consist of myself, the arch-militant, the arch-militant, the astropath, the accountant, and Katana Squad. Guys, can we just change ourselves to a less weeb/edgelord name and hopefully he'll stop picking us?
I will never stop picking you. You have the best equipment for a reason.
And no, you're not Weaves because that would be Tau, and then we'd be shot for heresy.
So, Lord Captain,
And or just killing you outright.
what do you intend to do now? I thought your original intent was to try to get back on track with the Eldar as soon as possible.
Can't do that with the navigator recovering. It
I
is
know, but
totally
what
impossible.
purpose are we going towards a death?
Because there are pilgrim ships that could have valuables, which means profit,
Oh, we're going to be pirates now.
or survivors. So we'll
Wait,
raise
I'm sorry.
To be fair, technically, we wouldn't be pirates since there's pilgrim ships that are not being used. I would think at this time.
These are a pair of pilgrim ships that crashed themselves into an arboreal death world, so, you know.
Okay, we're just grave robbing. Okay, I thought like these pilgrim ships were like ships that were actively holding living people.
No, it's possible, but like there's no emergency beacon set up, so I doubt that any of them are alive.
So, what's exactly on the planet? I remember someone saying that there was like a bunch of predatory creatures.
Yeah, there are
Ooh,
large beasts trying to kill you. Usual Death World thing. Well, I suppose I can't say usual Death World things. Some Death Worlds just have the grass try and kill you, but this is one of the more normal ones. The animals
Also,
will try and kill you.
She has
on the-
a
my
very
ass-
worried look on her face.
Okay.
Like, oh
Stop,
boy.
everybody stop trying to talk at once.
I looked at the rules. The astropath acquire boosts my psi rating for sending messages up to 7,
Okay.
which would mean that they would get that message in 1d10 minutes.
Fair enough. You are certain
I
that
would
the
think-
message got there.
I would have to make a difficult willpower roll though.
Hmm.
Just for future reference.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind from here on out. Don't know how I missed that, but okay.
It's in one of those little black errata-looking boxes.
Ah.
But yes, back to what they were doing because I mean to make sure my choir is not burnt out. I'm checking on the weaker and the younger psychers, astropaths.
Everyone's holding up fairly well.
I'm going to leave instructions that if the navigator's condition changes, contact me immediately.
And, my lord, is there no one that can replace her on the ship? If just not to wish anything bad upon our dear navigator, but on the off chance
I will take
she
her
expires.
place.
You physically cannot do that.
It's okay. I have the navigator gene now.
No. See, he just starts practicing sorcery. He's fine. He can totally traverse the warp now.
He just signed a few contracts in his own blood and the blood of several thousand innocents. It's okay, you guys weren't
Gee.
using them.
GM out of character. Is she our only navigator? Because I think she is. I think there's actually a rule for that.
I don't think we can traverse warp space. I think we'd have to like go through real space.
No,
But
you,
I'm
could-
actually
you could
just-
make blind jumps through the warp. It's just that very rarely turns out well for
Non-option.
anyone.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
not doing that.
my lord, if I may make a suggestion, they said there was a population here on the planet of humanoids, correct? Though I'm not familiar with the ethnicity. As she
I've
shows
read-
the data slate.
I've read the planet report, Shane. I would know they're basically cat people, right?
You know that there are felonid abhumans on the planet.
They're felonid
Okay,
on
okay.
the planet.
Real
Well-
quick, just for Michael Miko over here, and his perversions. Are they like full furry chicks, or are they those Japanese Keno mini chicks?
Felonids are actually one of the more varied species of abhumans. All of their strains are stable enough that they're considered abhumans and not mutants, but there are various strains of them. There are some that
People
are
like
much
to
more.
bang cat chicks.
There are some that are much more cat-like, and there are some that are much more humanoid. But all of them have at least some feline traits.
Look, Captain, I'm taking 3 months of shore leave.
No, you're not.
Denied.
Mostly because you haven't earned that much.
You get like 3 hours.
3 hours is 2.5 hours too many.
As we learned, yes,
Too many.
Shut up, Jeffrey.
Anyway, so she suggests, well, perhaps while we're down there, we scout the population on the off chance that there might be someone gifted with the navigator.
that
Yes.
is not going to work.
It is theoretically possible for one of them to be born with the navigator gene.
Yes, then we're going to pick them up to the fucking spaceship they've never seen, and be like, make this fly through space. That's not gonna work.
Well, it's a lot better than the alternative.
The
It's
alternative
better than
being that we have to wait. The thing
For your obvious rival to come here while we have no chance of escaping whatsoever, and to be at her mercy, my Lord
That's
Captain. All
very
due
good.
respect.
Also, the Sarusian's good. The navigator will probably be up in no time.
You risk too
as
many.
As the Sarujan, I want to go over the box and just say, Lord Captain, it would be wise to seek a replacement navigator. Lenora's advancing in her years, and even I cannot keep pulling her back from the brink of
I
her heart.
am aware, and when we get
Even-
to Port Wonder, we'll get a new navigator.
Yeah.
But we're not going to be able to find one here.
Well, what if
You
we
are
do,
speaking
my lord?
absolutes, Lord Captain.
Just saying on the off
Well,
chance.
okay. Here's the problem. Even if we do find someone born with the navigator gene, they still won't know how to properly fly through the warp or locate the Astronomicon or anything else. They'd have to be trained to stay by Venor, who is currently out of action. By the
Mhm.
time she'd be ready to do that, we'd just use her. We'd have to wait regardless.
Thank you.
Well-
Well, would she need to be trained? Out of character question. Would she need to be
Yes.
trained by? Would they need to be trained by somebody? Well, no, would they need to be trained by a navigator, or would they need to be trained by somebody, from the
Navigator.
Astro Telepathica?
They would have to be trained by fellow navigators. Because the Adeptus Astro Telepathica doesn't handle navigators. The
Telephone,
yeah.
GPS,
Yeah,
different.
navigators fall under the Navis Nobilite, who are the noble navigator houses. They're one of the very few groups of people in the 40K universe, or in the Imperium rather, that are allowed to police themselves, as nobody else really
Yeah.
can.
Adeptus Mechanicus. Sorry about that. I feel like we ignore.
Even the AdMech gets bullied around by, say, like the Inquisition.
But then they just threaten not to make their toasters work, and then it's like, well played, sir.
Which is slightly less threatening than
that
all
that
of
the
our
Imperium
navigators.
points-
Yeah, all of the navigators
Go-
go on strike,
somebody go,
and none of your
shit.
ships can go anywhere.
They have a pretty good stranglehold too, because these ships are literally falling apart by the day. I mean, we probably have anyways, this is a topic for later.
Yeah.
Anyways, though she does suggest perhaps
Mhm.
while down there, if we do come across one, to offer cruisemanship. Thank you.
There is a
Captain,
chance
Lord
that there could be a
Captain.
living
I'm so glad my
navigator down there
suggestion has been
vessels.
noted.
Out of character, they are. There is a chance that
Once
there
again,
could be a.
Jeremy, stop trying to talk at once. We just
I
keep
was
going.
the only one talking at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
sure.
you came in while Dan was speaking, so
Anyways, noted then, Lord Captain. I leave whatever happens to your infinite wisdom.
The shade.
Yes, there was lots of shade.
A backhander immediately just done. That actually happened.
I didn't hear what.
You got backhanded by the Archmilitant.
Oh, okay. That makes.
Yeah,
I
talking
guess.
like that about.
All right. Yeah. Fine. It's not the first time she's been hit before. She takes it with as much dignity as one being backhanded can.
So doesn't say quite a bit, actually.
But yes, so get into the shuttle.
I'm not there yet.
Waiting for Ramirez.
Ramirez, you're able to
Real
tend
quick.
to your choir, and everyone is pretty good.
Real quick, I want to relay that information to the Lord Captain
All right.
as the, Cherugian.
All right.
Is that Lord Captain, she may not be able to make it back to Port Wander. The more I look at this, her heart is getting very, very weak with every jump. We either need a replacement, need a bionic, or we need very, very rare and like expensive medicine to keep this from happening.
I'll see what I can
My
find.
prognosis is that she may not be able to get us to Wander, or even the craft world. She may very well be stuck here if we care to have her alive and us not be stranded in the warp.
Noted. I'll see what I can find in the crashed pilgrim ships. I doubt I'm going to find a navigator. The
You might
information
be able
you
to
have
find a
is-
heart that's somewhat fresh.
I'll keep my eye open.
Yeah, that would work. It would actually.
Yes. So I'm done being the doctor now.
Yep.
Ramirez is very carefully tending over his choir, and I have not done this in quite some time. I just want to make sure that all of my disciples, all of my choir members are very safe and not, I know what it's like to burn yourself out. It sucks.
Yeah. Specifically, a couple of the less powerful members of your choir, you're aware that they tend to have migraines after long-distance transmissions. But other than that,
Cool.
everybody appears okay.
You are all to rest. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how long we're going to be here. Lord Captain has called me to his side, and I must go. But I do say that you all rest. Do not use your powers. Do not even open your perceptions to the warp. We may need everyone on this ship at full strength for what comes after we get out of this situation.
They all nod, and your second Amelie, he bows to you. As you command, sir.
Right. I need to have a talk with you whenever this is all done, but that's if I'm alive by the time I'm off of this world.
Noted, sir. But I have faith that you'll return to us.
I do too. It's almost as if, out of character, I've survived really impossible odds so far. I'm going to just kind of dismiss my choir, spend a very short time in the choir chamber alone, and I'm taking both swords. I'm taking both of my swords and my. This is a death world?
Mm-hmm.
Both of my swords and both of my pistols. Even the space gat.
All my weapons and my power armor.
Oh no, I'm walking out here just my robes. Guess I'm wearing my fucking power armor.
I'm talking about me. I don't give a fuck about you. You do whatever the fuck you want.
So when I
Walk in-
get there, like, how thick is the tension in the room?
People have an idea. Words made it through to the armsmen that's a death world down there. The bodyguard squad is noticeably a little bit nervous about this.
Be nervous, men. You walk with the warp devil at your side. But then I'm going to walk towards the officers, and I was asking more about how the tension is there between the Lord Captain and the officers.
There's probably a good amount of tension, at least on one end. I don't know about everyone else.
Because I didn't see the backhand, but how red is this bitch's cheek?
Depends, Pat. Which hand was used for the backhand? Oh.
Wow, Moriana's a cunt. No, the left
No.
one is the armored one, Pat.
Armored one. Oh.
Look at Moriana's
Yeah,
token, yeah.
It is.
Well, this is power fist.
Oh shit.
Okay,
Never
so
mind. Right one.
correction, then it's actually the non-armored one. Yeah, no.
Okay.
So not
I
very.
didn't want to hit with the fucking power. I didn't want to break her jaw.
Yeah.
Oh.
Talk back to the Lord Captain now, bitch.
I seem to have missed something.
Not important. Let's go.
I could have my old eyes, and I would still be able to see this tension.
Getting into the shuttle now.
Vanessa.
Yes. What is it?
What establish a link in your mind?
I would
Well, you
prefer if you stay
you know-
out of my mind. Thank you very much.
A way we can all non-verbally communicate, even if Vox communication goes down.
Oh, why would I need to non-verbally communicate? All I do is just run finances around here. My opinions have already been noted.
Because you're part of this away team, and despite what happened, every member of this away team is vital to our survival as a group.
I'll pass down the words of our captain. Noted.
As you wish. You're within sight of at least a few of the armsmen, then.
Appreciated.
I don't like seeing people that I can stand die. Getting rather bored of seeing all the bloodshed.
Thanks, Ramirez. So she's like kind of like looking for confirmation if that's his name, you know?
I'm going to point to the gas mask where sewn into one of the filters is Ramirez.
Okay. Yes. Thank you, Ramirez, for the most inspiring of words. Though, do not worry. I know how to handle myself. And
It's okay,
I have
my
no
fellowship is only 30-something. I'm not that good with people.
I have no intention of dying on some forgotten rock over a few
Good,
ship
neither do
parts.
I. These minds are very different than living mortal minds. This may prove difficult. Because I don't have the powers to use beast domination, damn it!
Just shoot them. It's fine.
But domination!
Seriously? Again?
Oh, I could have taken Beastmaster. I could have had it, but I didn't. I just didn't take it. It has no prerequisites.
You didn't take it because this came right out of left field.
I could have wanted a dog. You don't know me.
No, you don't.
He seems like a cat person, to be honest. And not for the obvious reasons.
But yes, I'm good and ready. All joking and tension aside.
Yeah, Vanessa's well, in her seat properly, though not the most happiest of campers, you know, and kind of creeped a bit out by Ramirez's comment. I don't like seeing people die. Don't die.
Try not to explode while we're down there. So
That
don't
is
stand
because
too
I
close
have
to me.
actually watched like 12 guards a minute once pop because of my powers.
Yeah.
I know, but it's like, the way you phrased it was weird for her, you know?
That is a very strangely specific comment.
Yeah, and she's starting to really see like some of the how this crew operates, and it worries her significantly.
Yeah.
But yeah, she has her armor on, and infernal pistol at her hip.
Right.
Oh god, you have an Inferno pistol?
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool as shit.
Melta pistol. Fuck you, tank.
Yeah, she has a full-blown fur pistol just right at her head, as if it's like nothing. It even has embezzled on like the side, and it looks like it belonged to either someone wealthy or has some sort of importance to it. What did I name that damn thing? Hold on. I think it was Widowmaker. Low Gothic. That'd probably be
I
high.
pull out my sub-automatic and just kind of
Oh,
tuck
Widow's
it.
Remorse. There we go. Yeah.
I pull out my normal, plain stub-automatic that I got from being an astropath. I sigh sadly and tuck it away, ashamed.
I see you favor an Inferno pistol. I favor a 45 myself. Why? I'm poor.
I'm very poor.
No, she doesn't even know. She doesn't have like hold it in her hands. Just it's like this massive, huge hand cannon that is just like at her side here.
It even looks more like a handheld flamethrower than an actual like gun.
Yeah,
It is
pretty
called an
much.
Inferno pistol, to be fair.
And she's dressed in some sort of exotic-looking mesh-like armor too, and proper clothing for the client. Hmm.
Heresy!
No, the Imperium does make mesh armor. Not.
Oh, never
great.
mind. Not heresy. You just have shitty taste in armor. Damn. That looks cool, though.
It's decent.
Cool. That's cool. Shitty armor.
It's better than throwing some beast hide on yourself. But anyway.
Yeah.
Patrick's back.
Not all of us can have carapace.
Okay, we get to Port Wander. You're gonna be kitted out like a motherfucker. If Port Wander.
Get power arm, get maybe a proper gun, the works. Get a pistol grip, fire one-handed. Not that makes any sense, but fuck it.
Oh yeah, she also has a hell gun on her back. I forgot to mention that one too.
She just doesn't like armor, does she?
At any rate. You guys...
She's the accountant.
That's no excuse.
She basically has a
I just want to
Kevlar
be my
vest.
first accountant.
She basically has a Kevlar vest.
Yeah, that's fair. Technically, Lily is also the accountant.
Yeah,
I'm
anyway.
just not
Who
as
is
good an
in full-
accountant decent enough
Oh.
accountant stats.
At any rate. Just everybody else is here in like Stormtrooper carapace and power armor and just Vanessa just with a Kevlar vest on. I feel a bit under-equipped.
She has a hell gun and a freaking inferno pistol. She's got
She's got really
I
good
feel
weapons. She doesn't have like the power armor.
She's just
I
standing
feel
there.
slightly underdressed.
She's just sitting there in her seat, going over her day slate. Oh yeah, I forgot to also mention her servo skull probably came along with her too.
Yeah. It's just
Oh,
sort of
these always-
hovering next
yeah.
to her.
Do they have soul signatures?
No. They are literally
No.
just skulls with repulsor lift generators and at least, I think,
Okay.
usually one tool put on it.
Anyway, as we make our way down,
You make your way through the atmosphere, and the shuttle lands you just outside one of the two main bodies of wreckage. These ships dug their own graves on the way down. So there's a there are kilometers long canyons behind each of these wrecks where they just plowed through the environment. That since they've fallen have sort of grown over. But the ships themselves still stick out, just with massive vines growing across them, and from some of the flatter places on them, just trees having started to sprout.
we might need a fucking survey and excavation team to get this shit taken care of. That's what I'm hearing. This
You-
could be a problem.
You might need to deploy a couple extra teams to fully scout this, but it is also pilgrim vessels, so they're pretty fucking long to begin with. So
No, I'm making a note of this. This might be an endeavor. Just actually hire a survey team. Like, hey, figure this shit out. Because I imagine we don't have that many of those, considering they're all on Yamakor doing stuff.
well, your mining crews are on Yamakor. You could use your shuttles to deploy some extra armsmen down here and start scouting the place out, but.
Okay, so we know that this place has a local populace that should be friendly to us, considering.
They are flagged as abhumans, so they're not like mutants, but Ramian has not actually been considered an imperial-held world. There is no actual imperial government here.
So they're lawless heretics.
No. But anyways, still, they are somewhat human. They're human, so I want to go talk to them, see if they know anything about it, or just about anything about the world. All information is good. See if we can find them.
Depends on what type of civilization that they have.
Depends, very. But they would have information about the world that we don't, because they live here.
Good
Oh, we
point,
find
but
out
they
there was
also
chaos and we killed
might
them all.
not even speak Low Gothic, or even High Gothic.
Perhaps, but it's a possibility that they do. If
They
not,
can also
well,
likely circumvent any language barriers given the opportunity.
Fair enough. Side note, just a side note. I'm actually reading Coconid as Cocainid, and I just think of a planet that's just a ball.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
maybe. That might be why it's a special planet, but
well, boys, we're going into some underworld trading. Why? Because there's a whole planet of that shit.
land down what looks like an ice world. Sir, does something seem weird to you right now? Not really, no. Why? Just notice all your guardsmen are just high as shit all of a sudden, just...
Boys, get off the planet. Back in the shuttle.
Oh.
Alright, so Velceti. I need an investor, and I need you to hear me out on this.
Hey, Velceti, what's the average weight of the, standard ice world? Why? Because convert that to cocaine, how much is that worth on the street?
Let's see. Wait a
Dan is actually looking this shit up.
Let's see. Collective population.
Then we also have to take in, supply and demand into it, and the massive amount of supply we'll have. So,
See, we have to
that'll
tell
probably
everyone,
diminish it
though,
somewhat.
that we never have that much.
You sort of just scatter your supply all over the Calixtus sector, just shotgun the entire Calixtus sector with cocaine.
So I'm looking
Ooh.
at the human book just out of curiosity.
That's
And
a
we have-
big number. Whew.
We have anime cat girls as one. We have Fallout ghouls as another. And we have sharkmen.
Abhumans are fun.
Yeah, they get crazy. But anyways, so let's see if we can actually find these people in their civilization where they would live.
We're gonna have to
So it
look up
sounds like
how to
something-
pronounce the number.
You want to just copy and paste it to us?
Oh,
I'm
sure.
sort of,
Yeah.
I sort of want to know now how much a literal planet of cocaine would sell for. Jesus!
fuck.
Is
So
that,
Shane,
is
that's
that
the end of the game right
Is
there.
that the street value or is that the weight?
Oh, that's the
Billion,
weight.
trillion.
Oh, Jesus!
I mean, you want street value of cocaine. Hold on a
Oh no, that's
And
okay.
then,
That's okay.
and then I bought Port Wonder.
Then you just bought fucking Winter Scale.
I mean, yeah, even if it's at a penny. Yeah,
I walk into the realms. I'm like, all right, so all you nobles serve Winter Scale. How about now? You trying to bribe us? No, I'm showing you what's on the table, and what's on the table is nothing.
Are you trying to bribe you? What's this trying bullshit?
Basically. Yeah, let's see if we can find these felons.
Felons.
Cat ladies.
Cat ladies. We're just gonna go cat ladies from now on.
So is that what so she's surrounded by mostly a bunch of guys, and they're all assuming that now they're all cat ladies?
No, it's just easier than saying in the name, and the only art that I've seen is Catwoman.
Dude, for all the only art in the Have Human book is also cat ladies.
Yeah, because that's the only thing you find when you type feloned, because nobody wants to draw cat boys.
I disagree.
Nobody
I have
who
seen
wants
that-
to, nobody who draws cat
There's
boys labels them as
It's
felons.
an entire
so...
dating game.
But yes,
Yeah,
would Sign of
fair.
Science assist this in any way?
It could if since you're looking for their signatures on the planet.
No, second fate point. Screw it.
Nope.
No.
I don't want to be here.
Ramirez.
I really don't.
Ramirez, specifically
Yeah.
as you are looking for their psychic signatures, you're looking and there's some sort of interference, and as you try to skirt past the interference, it just gets stronger and stronger.
Is this like white noise? Is this like a ringing in my ears? Is this painful?
It is. The longer you try, the more and more painful it starts to become, as it's just screeching background white noise in your ear.
I'm gonna cut off my senses to the warp. Do I still hear it? Do I still perceive it?
No, it's gone once you stop trying to perceive through the warp.
Ah,
Whereas, you alright?
no. There's some sort of psychic interference.
I don't see shit.
See if we can find something that looks like a living place if we scan the planet again. Like if they have a
I'm gonna
permanent
roll
settlement.
knowledge warp and lore warp as we do.
Lady Vanessa does speak up. Yep, this certainly lives up to the reputation of a deaf world. Don't see anything living.
Ramirez, given that it was background noise, it might just be the sheer volume of life on this death world. There might just be too much stuff here that trying to narrow down to a single thing just created too much static.
I don't like the idea because if there's not much movement, it means whatever's living here is likely out of sight. Keep your senses sharp.
Vanessa just takes
We're
out like
certainly
a
out of
can.
sight and planning to kill us.
What's the play here, Lord Captain?
We'll have Soleil scan the planet again. If she can find something that looks like a proper settlement, we'll try and see if we can converse with the locals, get what information we can about the predators, and after that, we can begin working on those pilgrim ships, considering we'll be waiting for our navigator to heal.
So Soleil is either awareness or tech use with the plus 15 from the ship's detection. You're over the sheer terror now. You've had a chance to calm down.
Oh, damn those Soleils, but yeah.
Yes, you've managed. You're scanning, and after a while, you resort to just like deep scans of the planet, trying to find because you're not finding anything that looks like a population center, and you just start scanning, like doing deep scans of the planet, looking for anything that might hint towards it. And finally, you start to get some readings. You're not sure if it's a massive cave network or some sort of giant bunker complex, but it's a few kilometers north of the Lord Captain's current position.
Right, so that's kilometers. We should probably fly there. Unless I'm fucking up my measurements.
It is a pretty decent way, but the pilot, kind of stepping out onto the back ramp, calls over to you. Lord Captain, from the flyover we did of that jungle, there's nowhere to land in that direction. Woods are too thick.
Alright.
Could always rappel down.
We could.
And this is a thought. I'm not sure how I feel about trekking through this place.
Or just make our own landing spot, clear some of the way.
Macro cannons!
With all respect, ma'am, she's just pointing to a ship. She's just a lighter. She doesn't come with guns and
Do we have any flamers aboard the ship?
I was more referring to our mother vessel, but that is good to know. Thank you, pilot.
We could
So no, do we have actually any flamers aboard the vessel, or oh god, what was the name of it again?
Shield of Arnor.
The Shield of Arnor.
A few. We could probably bring them down. Might help defoliate the area a bit.
Have some brought down. Only do it around the pilgrim ship, though. That's the only thing I feel comfortable touching until we actually meet the populace and discuss with them. Not a good way to make a first impression if we just start blowing up their planet. Or lighting it on fire.
Mm.
So, yeah, I'm gonna have him... Oh, go.
Sorry?
No, say anything.
Given the reputation of Death Worlds, it might be a good idea to actually use those flamers on the area we plan to land in. Just because dropping down blindly into that jungle might lead to a minor to severe case of death.
Or a simple macro round to clear the area.
And destabilize the entire cave network that they have underneath the surface.
That's why we don't shoot near where we want to go. There's plenty of planet to go around. We just have to hoof it from that point on.
We're not...
But we'd have a solid place to land supplies and build a outpost of some sort. A beachhead, if you will.
Specifically,
I
Vanessa,
don't think she knows what a macro round is gonna do.
Vanessa, from being on board the Shield of Arnor, you have heard a couple rumors that the macro cannons were fired twice at Yamakor's surface and caused a total crater that was a couple kilometers across.
Well, that's fine then. It's an entire planet. You just shift it over to where you want to go, you know?
I mean, the Miko in me is saying that this is actually a pretty good point.
I mean, at the end of
The
the day...
problem being that we have to trek through the jungle to get to that position, which isn't really a great idea.
And you think the better idea is to... Like, why don't we just go through the jungle? If we're going to... If our options are macro cannon or set it ablaze, neither looks good to the local populace.
At least one would send a proper message.
It's dangerous if we trek it. We don't want to cause hostility or from it. And normally I would agree with you.
I'm just an accountant, that's all. It's just my suggestion.
Normally I would agree with you. Fear is a good way to subjugate.
I didn't say I was afraid, I'm just cautious.
I was more referring to a macro cannon would likely instill fear in anyone who does not have the technology.
Yes.
But I personally believe that both ideas are terrible in this situation. Also, I think we have like one flamer aboard that ship.
You have enough to equip about 1 in 5 squads with a flamer. So you have a considerable number of them.
I'm just thinking because nowhere was it mentioned that we gave our guardsmen flamers, and I know the priest has one because class.
Specifically, I consider flamers to be a fair enough standard armament for ship armsmen, just not in every squad.
So yeah, I'm going to sort of just relay the order for him to have more squads come down, try and clear the area around the pilgrim ships, and start with that, set up a perimeter. As we go and see the locals.
Vanessa just looks out at like the closest thing, the window in the shuttle, and kind of ponders how many bodies it's gonna take to clear out the local area. With a sort of morbid curiosity. Not in like a cruel way, like, ooh, I can't wait to see how many they die, but like, wonder what this plan's gonna cost us.
Probably at least 5.
Ships.
Million.
Wait till the planet starts fighting back.
Another reason I don't want to just start setting flame to everything.
Yeah.
Well, we're not getting anything done by standing here.
Just waiting to land.
We've
I thought we
landed.
were landed.
Yeah, we've landed.
Yeah, you've
Oh,
been
okay.
landed.
I don't no one's. All right.
Gonna gather up the.
Wait. I was gonna say, having actually forgotten the description of the pilgrim vessels and how they landed, is it actually possible to get inside them at the moment, or are we just
You
like
could
waiting here, just like, well,
you could get inside the upper decks, and then start working your way down. But they did dig a canyon behind each of them on their way down.
I wouldn't
Perhaps
recommend
just
going
take-
in there unless you favor dying arch militant. Your legs are very bulky, no offense meant, and vessels like that tend to collapse the slightest change in weight. I used to scavenge quite a bit on my home vessel.
They are certainly
and
not in
I've
the
said
best
before, a
condition
few
of
ships
their
that
lives.
still study lots. Actually,
Well,
careful with our movements. We should be fine inside of it.
We'll have the surveyors look over the ships.
If
We're
I
going to
don't-
go find the locals.
I'm really worried because I'm not sure how much your legs actually would compromise the stability. I heard
They're
them
not-
clanking when you first entered the ship, no offense.
They're not that much
They're
heavier
about
than a
30
normal set of
pounds.
legs.
Okay, so I hear bionic legs. I think these things are like, 2 tons.
No,
No.
she has to be. Her body's supposed to be able to lift and move them. Because her bionics are from the knee down. So
Yeah, no, she does actually tell you the exact weight.
Oh, wow, that's better than I thought. Also, I think it's racist that felinids start with the catfall trait.
But we make our way towards the tunnel structure.
Wait, there are rules for playing a felon. Oh dear.
Yeah, no, the abhuman character.
This really is the game cast running in.
She's done it before.
The
She's done it
abhuman
before.
character guide. There's also beastmen in there.
I know, I found that weird, but I'm staying on very high alert with my hand resting on the pommel of the dire sword. Actually, I'm curious as to what this thing can do.
Vanessa's drawn out her infernal pistol, though she's make sure she's in the protective perimeter of the guardsmen
Yeah.
or the armsmen. I mean,
I think that makes 2 of us because I'm squishy, despite my surviving everything. I'm squishy.
Celeste is gonna rest a hand on her bolt pistol, but nothing more than that, just in case something comes up. But
And you guys are starting the trek into the jungle?
Yep.
Now, do you
So
wait for
bad
the
at
teams to
it.
get here before you
Oh,
start
God.
and take a flamer
No,
with
I'm-
you? Or...
yes, that's assumed.
Yes,
Okay.
I walked into the jungle without them.
we've lost Ramirez. He's gone native.
well,
He's gone native. He
maybe
whiskers
have
across
us
his face and
just
started
propel
meowing.
down on the exact point. Maybe have us repel on the exact point rather than trekking through kilometers of jungle.
Something we can
But we
do.
also have to get through the canopy.
Yeah, I've had some bad experience with forest canopy. How big is this forest canopy, Shane?
This world has been growing untamed for basically its entire life. The jungle basically is the planet.
So that's not gonna work. Got it.
There is no actual smart way to get to them. Anything we do is a terrible, stupid idea.
This is the smartest way. We're going through the jungle. Ramirez is already starting.
I've already started, so yeah.
This is not the smartest, but
We're rogue for
The
this.
smartest,
We do
the
is
smartest
retard.
requires us using advanced firepower. Because I agree with Dan. Dan's idea is the smartest because that actually does level out a large area to play with.
the
And
problem
kill a
being
bunch
is that
of
we still
crap.
live and are a long ways away from the point, and could still potentially destabilize many of those networks. So
Fine. For the Imperium, why do we care?
You know why.
well, we want to go to the Felonids for some reason.
It's cat ladies.
Look, I say wait in orbit.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
That's
why would
really the smartest choice. Just wait in orbit.
It is. Yes, we're going through.
But yes, once your squad is a flamer, you guys head through the jungle. It is. You're a ways into the jungle, and it's been quiet so far, and that's put a lot of you on edge. It's a death world. Why is it so goddamn quiet?
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna do an awareness test. Nope. It's way too fucking quiet.
I'm listening out.
Thank you, Ramirez.
I guess I'll give it a shot, though. My last few rolls, when it comes to awareness, sucks. Because I gotta get under 17 at least.
Why is your awareness so bad?
Because she doesn't have it trained, so it's going
She
at
just-
half her perception.
Could
That was
I get
kind of
under it?
So, Ramirez, Vanessa, it's been a while, it's really quiet, and all of you are trying to keep your ears peeled. Moriana, you're listening for some sort of giant beast. You know there should be something crashing its way through the forest coming to kill you. And at the... Ramirez, you hear this rustling sound, and at the last minute, Vanessa, you hear it as well. Before this massive spiked vine just lashes out across the path you've been following. And everybody give me everybody's give me a dodge test.
Alright, well, the fucking mission briefing is a goddamn liar. Nice to know.
Do we get like a bonus since we noticed?
No,
something
that's
was
what
happening?
Do we?
That's the Imperium knows about it, and that would rely on the Administratum.
I will give you guys a plus 10 to the dodge, so that's actually 3.8 for Moriana.
That's nice. All I have to do is roll under 28.
Actually, I didn't notice it.
Effectively,
Yeah.
Ramirez just screamed dodge at the last second. You just leapt out of the way, just instinctively.
Somehow I
what?
make it.
How
Jeffrey, how did you roll with
Hold
10.4
on.
degrees?
he got?
I think I might have done the plus, Ron. I was
Maybe.
supposed to just add plus 10.
Did you add a plus 100? Reroll that shit.
That's
No.
That's
No.
impressive.
That's not what I did, but if I look at that, I'm pretty sure I would
To be
still
fair-
succeed.
He rolled a 2.
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
Yeah, to be fair, he rolled a.
It's fine. How the hell did you even?
They're all like,
What?
oh god. I'm just like, eh.
Yeah, everybody, all of you managed to dodge aside.
Rolling against 106.
But yeah, you guys all managed to dodge aside. Hey, as this massive spiked vine goes just smashing its way into the path you're following.
Can I
And-
cut it in half? Because I imagine I'd be near it.
Okay, as you saw this thing
Well,
darting out of the
outside.
jungle at you,
Outside.
you all dove out of the way.
Not to mention your weapon is also not the best for clearing, jungle foliage so much as it is for threshing wheat.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna get just
And
calling out.
blunting bodies.
Wow, okay.
Calling out because I see that just to the guardsman with arms with the flamer.
Well, hold on, because as you guys just throw yourselves out of the way, And this vine manages to wrap itself around one of the armsmen. Thankfully, not the sergeant, the Vox operator, or the guy with the flamer. But he is dragged screaming back into the jungle.
Okay, so none of us can try
I
and
was about to
stop.
ask if I could slap. I was
Yeah.
gonna ask if I could, with the power fist, just flat of my hand the fucking vine.
You can all give me one attack check or one attack on it real quick to see if you can save the poor individual.
I'm gonna go all out attack with this sword just so I can effectively use it.
Vine.
I'm gonna cut the soul from this fucking vine.
A thing you can actually do.
I actually miss.
All out.
Oh, are you remember to take
Well,
minus 20 since you're not proficient with that weapon?
Oh, that should be a plus 10 because yes, I went all out attack with it.
Well,
Literally all out attack's the only way I'll be able to easily hit with it.
All out attack is a plus 20, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Alright, so it's completely
so it
negated.
cancels out. But it is a best craftsmanship weapon technically, so it is a plus 10. So I do roll with a plus 10 with all out attacks.
Fair enough.
So do I just like wrap it with the fucking power fist, scan or slice it with the power slice? Like nope. Fuck off, buddy.
Yeah, Moriana, you smash your fist into it, and it seems to stun it. The best description you can understand for it seems to stun it for a moment, while Iskander whips out his power scythe and slices off the portion that is it's wrapped itself around the guardsman's legs. And as it recovers from the blow from Moriana, it goes slithering back into the jungle, missing a good 2 feet of it that was currently wrapped around the guardsman's legs as he pries himself out of it.
I'm gonna help him up. All right, men, form up.
Yeah, no.
I don't think forming up is so much going to help here as either getting off of this world and leaving the pilgrim ships for lost, because the foliage moved so subtly I could barely hear it, and my ears are sharper than all of yours. Or we attempt to carve our way through this and potentially risk more ambushes by the foliage itself.
We're halfway through. We go back, we risk just as many.
Too bad we don't have
Are we
any
halfway
bombers.
through?
I don't even think we're halfway through.
As it was described by the GM, we're halfway through.
I did not say you were halfway through.
As I recall, he said we were just beginning a trek into the jungle.
You'd been trekking for a while, but I didn't say you were halfway through. It is also thick jungles. You've been
And
sticking
you've
to the
been
most
trekking
open
through
path you
difficult
could.
terrain, so yeah. Look, if we continue walking, I'm gonna resist any.
Say again, Pat?
I joked that if we continue, I'm power fisting any tree that looks even the slightest bit shifty.
Oh man, dude, that tree was just happy to have his new switchblade. He wasn't gonna hurt you.
I'm just in the back of my head. I swear if I die on this world.
Right. So you're continuing on, or?
Yes.
Yeah,
Lord Captain
Lord
said so.
Captain. Yep.
I'm under orders.
Vanessa clearly does not like this action, but has no choice. Though she does make the note to try to see if she can put something aside of budget for ordnance.
Noted.
You know, Bomber would make this work out.
Man, if
We
we
need
just drop some
bombers.
napalm across
Bomb.
this shit.
Let's go Vietnam on these bitches. Napalm
Bomb.
every.
Fucking Agent Orange them.
Or specialized soldiers that are good at dealing with this junk.
Fucking get us some
As
cat
she's
chance.
walking along, she does think, wait a minute, there are
Canadian
a population
cat
here. She kind of like makes like a little quick note and her data slate, and then continues on.
Servo Skull, take this down.
And it turns
Servo
out
Skull?
I did get someone.
Yeah, fuck.
Servo Skull, take this down. Servo Skull.
Cat.
Yes, man. Just see it flying. Just see a pterodon flying away with it.
Damn it!
Ah, come
and it blasts
on!
with the
There's
Inferno pistol.
dinosaurs.
I swear if I could eat
Man, at least Steve Middlestrom got that right.
So, is there anything like
What was
Well,
that what Steve Middlestrom got right? Oops, sorry.
as we're walking along, is there anything that my character would be able to notice that would be worth value, either on the regular market or to much more questionable markets?
I mean, we have a death world in our unbeholden reaches. So I mean, if anyone pisses us off, we just drop him here and he's dead. So there's that.
Or you find out he's fucking Rambo. Either way.
He'll never find the body.
Oh.
Fair enough then.
Anyway.
Meanwhile, we're continuing to go through gadgets for awareness test for any shifty ass looking.
Foliage. God.
You want to use that?
Nah.
Point?
They all look kosher. They all look kosher. I thought that was, so I punched it. It didn't get packed up. So yeah, that's kosher.
At any rate.
And keeping the ears constantly sharp, ever vigilance.
Thank you, Ramirez.
Yeah, Ramirez, you're able to. Moriana, it really just comes down to the fact that there's so much you don't know what to look for.
There was still one that I punched, or that I hit with a power because I thought it was a little shifty.
Yeah. It was swinging in the breeze. You thought it was trying to attack you. You punched it. It fell and went tumbling down through the undergrowth.
Fuck this tree.
Fuck this.
It
Fuck
got
that. Fuck that tree in particular.
It could just absolutely destroyed. And then we learned it's a sap.
But yes, as you continue on,
They have it's a sap.
As you continue on, you come to a small rise where the trees widen out enough that you can get a good look around you at the valley below. It wouldn't be large enough for a lighter to land, but you can at least get a good, decent view.
But if we have Moriana fist some of the trees, could we make it wide enough for a ladder to land?
You could,
Or
but that would probably
just
make a ton of noise.
Use the flamer as well.
Yeah, either the
Again,
option-
you seem to think flamers just instantly evaporate wood.
It would take a while.
Promethium does.
It would
No, we
it
will
would
call
take
them
a while
massive
for
flames.
everything.
Promethium kinda does.
It would take a while for everything to burn,
Not necessarily.
but you would be
If
able
they're
to-
talking about trying to burn something down, I have my incinerator pistol.
Oh god, right, you
that.
have your melta gun.
or Inferno pistol, but yeah, you
Inferno
That
pistol.
would actually,
with
I think,
with
yeah.
what you have, you could widen it out into a landing zone if you wanted to. Specifically, though, Vanessa, looking out over as everybody else is talking about making a landing zone, you look out over the valley, and you see several massive birds off at the other end of the valley just taking wing, and you're sure they're super predators, and you're sure they're horrifyingly deadly if they get close to you, but they're also very majestic, and you could think of a few noble houses that might want to keep one as a pet.
The problem is they're trying to suggest this to the Lord Captain. It's not exactly like she can catch it herself.
I mean, I could scream in its brain if it has one.
Lord Captain, maybe once we establish contact with the natives, we can find out about some of these predatory birds that seem to congregate here.
So because I haven't noticed, I'm gonna walk over to where she is and sort of look at them. Ah, you think just looks at her? You think someone would buy that?
Yes.
Like not even like just like, You think someone would buy? Like, he gets halfway through asking the question, then he remembers, wait, I know like 5 people. Good find, Seneschal. We'll make a plan for that.
Make note of it. We'll see about this after we've established contact.
This.
She just sighs a bit and kind of like nods to her servo skull to make a note of it.
Yeah, you see the servo skull taking a recording of them.
She pats the servo skull on the head as she proceeds over to the rest of the group.
Yeah.
So, with those bird things over there, maybe not try and make a landing zone. Maybe just keep going.
Oh. So what is our plan then? Do we continue onward trying to find the
We
natives?
continue onward to the cave networks.
You hear like just a long groan from like the back of the group.
This is not my element.
Vanessa just the one day I wear heels.
I know, right?
Just xenomesh heels. Those sound incredibly ineffective. Sound like they put a motherfucker's eye out forever, though.
That's stilettos.
A little bit.
They are armored heels. They are by default stilettos.
Apparently. Yeah. So she's wipes like some sweat from her brow with her handkerchief as she's just like looking over everyone else who's like, I mean, besides being on a death row, like everyone else seems to be taking this in pretty good strides.
Yeah.
She's like,
No day at the office.
yeah. She's like, I should have just sent one of the lowers for this job.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm sick today. I can't go to the death.
No, I'm sorry. I can't go to Rambo's private health.
Here's
First day we can just wait.
here's my doctor.
Here's my doctor's note. Take it to the surgeon. Is this legit? No.
Not even that. Here's my doctor's note. This is just a note that says, "Dear God, please no."
Denied.
Prayer.
No.
Literally, just see the Lord Captain pull out a stamp and
handwriting.
stamp it, and hand it back to you, just in big, like red stamped letters. Prayer denied.
She goes back to the surgery intake. Why? That is actually my handwriting.
Anyway.
So yeah, just waiting for pressing on.
I'm pressing on, ears constantly pricked. Literally nothing else. Literally doing nothing else but walking, arms crossed, eyes closed.
Vanessa takes another sip
very
out of the
obvious.
canteen.
Is that wine or is that water?
Are you asking that in character?
No. In character, I am asking that.
She's like, no, this one's water. She pats like another canteen at her side.
I'm going to pull out my straw and start drinking from my own canteen.
Emergency induction port.
Do you ever take off that mask, Astropath?
No.
That's depressing.
Oh, you poor dear.
I suppose so. Because you were Krieg or something.
If that's what you choose to believe, then yes.
She looks at you, not amused by that.
What?
Just shakes
Okay,
your
fine.
head.
You want the real answer? I like the way it looks.
Oh. Well, okay. That's all I appreciate the truth.
We're going to be working together for a while. I assume the truth is the very least I can offer you.
He's someone sensible around here so far. As I imagine we're like kind of like towards the back from everyone a bit. She
Well,
does. She
we're
does.
probably encircled by the guardsmen while those two are like gung-hoing it up front.
She does
Because
like
I
this.
am.
She does whisper over to you. So, you've been with this crew for a long time and worked under our Lord Captain, correct?
Yes, quite some time. How long is quite some time, Dungeon Master?
Let's see. Real space. Let's see. There's 7 months since the beginning of the campaign. Attack
I'm
on probably about a
cresting my
year.
30th year.
Probably almost 2 years now.
About 2 years I've been working with the Lord Captain.
Hmm. Well, that's not too long, but so what do you make of this entire situation?
He is inexperienced, and there's a reason for it. He was never. Well, this is
I've
not his.
told you nothing about that.
I can see it by the way you are an inexperienced leader, but a good combatant. I don't know your backstory, but I know you were. I know you were much more fit for a frontline commander as opposed to a rogue trader. By the way, you make deals very aggravatingly.
Yes.
I'm, listen to the in-character thing before responding, Jeff. You can tell by the way he doesn't understand quite a bit of the intricacies that go into social interactions. You get to the battlefield though, and well, I'm not the best with either of these damn swords, but he just has a way of inspiring men.
Yes, because I feel very inspired right now. But thank you for your insight.
Trust me, this is honestly the worst it's been. A death world is no. I don't like this. The mask is hot, the robes are hot, the armor is hot. None of this is fun.
Well, it's not exactly a cakewalk outside of it. I hope there's some profit to be made out of all this mess.
That is something he does at least demonstrate. He does have an eye and a very keen hunger for profit.
I think that's anybody with any common sense.
I'm just looking at her like, wow, where did that come from?
Yeah, she's like wiping sweat from her brow. You see that she's just like tired at this point, so you know it's kind of you see like kind of behind the polite mask a bit.
Yeah. She's an accountant. Her makeup's running from the sweat. She's really not used to taking 2-kilometer hikes to the fucking jungle.
Yeah. No, she's managed to maintain her makeup though. She'll occasionally see to it, you know. Gotta make sure that's
Does the bitch just
proper.
carry a full-on makeup kit with her?
Maybe.
What of it?
I'm
Just
going
what
to reach into my pack, and I'm going to pull out a spare, like, just cloth. You can dampen that with water and wrap it around your neck. It should help cool you down.
She takes it, kind of looks it over, and says, "Much appreciated. I'll see that you're rewarded when we get back. If we get back, sweat might kill us, fellow.
I don't need a reward. It's honestly
You'll
just
get
a
to
spare.
reward. All right, don't. No need to be humble, and I can hardly tolerate humble people."
In the back of my mind, fucking nobles.
We haven't come across any of the locals yet. Must not be too big of a population then. Which is very weird considering everything, given the size of those ships. There should be a substantial population.
I have to agree there. Those ships were very large.
It's the Pokemon
choose
ships.
not to believe they were all eaten. But knowing Death Worlds, they were likely all eaten.
It'd have to be, though we haven't come across any creatures except those great flying beasts.
It's about this time that you guys come to a fairly wide river. One of your armsmen does test it real quick. It comes about to his waist. There's a fair current to it, but this looks like the best place to ford it. It from what you can see, going up or down river, it just deepens.
This is not boding well from in my mind. Like as out of character. I've played Oregon Trail. We're about to lose everything.
Oh, it's the most depressing fucking game so quickly.
Well, Lady Vanessa is clearly not happy at this.
Going to space.
Can't the guardsmen use their, or the armsmen use their skills and maybe make some sort of bridge out of the wood here? Something? We really have to...
Take too long. 2, fording, it's just up to your waist. Pair up with someone, you should be fine. 3rd, I don't think anyone here is a carpenter.
Well, I mean, just lay 2 big, long trees down.
Shane, I want to roll a D100. Are any of these men carpenters?
They are not.
Well, sir, I happen to be a carpenter.
They're all carpenters because rolling low in the system is good.
Unfortunately, they are not. The sergeant does step up to hover. Sir, given the Archmilton's bionics, we could fell one of the trees and use that.
Exactly. Excellent.
Mariana powers up the fist.
I
Let me just wrench this out of the fucking ground real quick.
I mean, at that point, just hit it with the power fist, vaporize its chunk out of one side, and let it fall that way.
Vanessa gives plenty of room.
Much.
I miss Karen already. She was a lot less punchy.
Hey, you're right.
No, she just shot things to death. He just walks to like the nearest tree, low and all that, then just fucking punches out part of it and just walks away.
Literally just like tells everybody to go a safe distance away, just fucking Bruce Lee 1-inch punches it and just walks off. Whack! Tree falls and it's a tall enough tree that when it fell, it created a natural bridge across the river. You guys give it a couple minutes to make sure it's gonna not try and roll one way or another and stable, and you guys can start climbing up on it and walking across, ripping branches out of the way as you go.
Just take our time with this shit.
Oh fuck! I'm gonna do hands for the hell of it. I am not taking a chance getting dumped into that water.
Say again, Pat?
Mariana's gonna hands and knees going across that because I'm definitely not taking the chance of falling into that water.
As Vanessa sees her on all fours, she can't help but let out a slight laughter at it. But then she quickly buttons it up a bit, as she puts her hand over her face.
Yeah, once you get to the branches, which is about a third of the way across, just taking branches that are directly in your way out, you're able. It's wide enough that you can stand and balance on it, and using the branches as handholds, you'll be fairly safe from falling.
Mm-hmm.
I take it we all safely make it across.
You're about 3/4.
And then the pterodons.
I volunteer to go last because I'm in power armor, no matter how light.
You're about 3/4 of the way across, and what is the order you're going across this ad hoc bridge in?
Me and Ramirez are in power, so I feel like we should go last.
That's what I was saying.
Fair enough. Mariana's first then.
I guess.
Well, Mariana, the armsman, and then.
I mean, once there's at least 2 armed people on the other side, I feel Vanessa would go.
So Vanessa behind the armsman.
Yeah.
Ramirez is going dead last.
No, he's not.
Yes, I am. You're the Lord Captain. You're more important.
Yes,
Get on
and
the
I
other
gave
side.
you an order, so go.
As we're halfway across, I want to power sword this fucking log in half.
I mean, it's a pretty thick log.
Oh
you definitely threaten its structural stability, but
Power sword. I mean, unless it's like a California redwood.
Yeah.
that
I have
pretty
two
much every
power
tree you've
swords.
seen so far is
Yeah,
a
unless
California
this thing
redwood.
is thicker. Fair enough.
I have two power swords, one that can cut the soul out of this tree.
Yeah, fuck you, tree.
That's Sun Tree.
Truly be a redwood then.
So yes, it's going Moriana, like two armsmen, then Vanessa, then the rest of the armsmen, then Ramirez, then Iskander.
All right. And everybody go ahead and give me awareness checks.
Oh god damn it!
God damn it.
I'm just listening. I'm not even
I've got to
bothering
pass
trying to look.
one of these,
I'm
right?
not gonna see shit.
Yeah, no. I'm more curious to see if he'll break the log as he's going over.
I have the shittiest awareness score. I swear to God.
Oh no, mine's. Well, yeah, okay. Yours is one worse.
Never mind. I take back what I said about him being a good field commander. He can't notice an ambush to save his life.
And I've survived every one, so, well,
To be fair, our attackers have been incompetent Xeno scum.
as they usually are.
At any rate, Moriana, you're glancing back over the group, just making sure everybody's making it across without issue, and Ramirez, you're just keeping your senses open. The two
Mainly
of-
listening, but I'm taking in all the information I can without using my sight at all.
Yeah. Ramirez, in the distance, you hear one of those giant birds keening, and it definitely sounds closer than it might have been when you heard them take wing.
Can I source it?
It's coming from somewhere off to your right. Moriana,
Can
you
I
see this.
source?
Go ahead.
I was going to source a particular distance.
It's not too far off, but it's a bit tricky considering it's up in the air, so this sound could carry for a while.
I'm asking because I can brain scream a bitch from. I can brain scream a bitch from 100 meters.
It's definitely a long ways above you.
Okay.
Moriana, glancing back, especially as you hear that keening, just to make sure that everybody's okay, you see a great shadow of a winged creature flying overhead. You see its shadow dart down the flow of the river, and as it's getting closer towards the log, you see the shadow getting larger and larger.
Arms man, and then drawing the bolt pistol, aiming in the vague area I feel like it's going to be, and then just shouting for Ramirez and Iskander to hurry up across.
Is this thing like creaking or anything as we're making our heavy ass steps across?
It's thick enough that it's holding up. There's a bit of with the two of you so close together, there's a bit of a bend to it, but it's not like threatening to snap or anything.
I'm asking because even in light power armor, we are still in plasteel and ceramite.
Yep.
If we hurry, I'm not too sure. It should hold up. I'm not sure I have the balance to run very fast on this, though.
It's wide enough you could keep your footing, especially with the branches there to help you sort of like grab on and go.
Oh, Lord Captain told me to live. Fuck you, Lord Captain. I'm gonna shove him off the wall, shove him off the branch. I'm not going to Starscream our captain, though.
At any rate.
Do you at least run across the bridge?
Yes, like a bitch.
You two go hurrying with the
Good.
warning, and you two go hurrying with the warning, and just Iskander, you're just about off the bridge when you glance up because you see the shadow fall over you. You glance up and there's just this ball of snow white feathers just diving at you like an eagle going fishing.
Oh,
Do
it
we-
thinks I'm the fish. Joke on you, bitch. I'm having bird tonight.
And
Can we see it?
you guys can see
I
it.
imagine.
So
Yeah,
it's
you
gonna-
guys can see it diving down, so
Daka.
everybody can take a shot at it.
Daka Daka, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Sure.
you are gonna take. Yeah. You would take minus
That's
10. because
two
it is-
ones.
Yeah, you. It does. You do take a minus 10, but you would still have passed. So.
It's two ones. God damn it.
That doesn't look good.
I mean, that's an entire line of armsmen shooting it, so I feel like it fucks off.
Haha! Ow! Okay, finally!
Yeah, so between hell guns and bolt pistol and a burst of flame that just races up at it, it swerves off, splashes into the river, and then just takes wing again immediately, just flapping away rapidly as shots rain against it. You definitely can tell you wounded it. It was definitely bleeding from the bolt gun shot, but it managed to take wing and get away.
I was gonna ask how far away it was, because I mean, if I could make it, just catching a power scythe.
Yeah, it swerved away from
no.
you and splashed down in the river before springing off the bottom, darting back into the air.
I didn't have time.
Yeah.
I was about to say, nothing tries to fucking eat me and lives.
I got a 110-meter shot on it, if it's within the range.
You could also throw a shot at it, but it's gonna be at a minus 10 while it's diving. So.
That's perfectly fair. So let's roll something. Nope, miss.
But yeah, the armsmen all. Give
Oh
up
god, that
first.
hurt.
You
Oh
fire-
god.
Yeah.
Laser beams. Oh god, heat death!
How far is it from me as I get to the other side in meters? Mistress, hold on.
Iskander was pretty close behind you, so it's you. If you were still running by the time it dove, with you still running by the time it dove, you would feel the long feathers on the end of its wing, brushing it. Well, no, because you're in power armor, but if
Yeah,
not
no,
for that,
okay.
you would have felt the feathers on your back.
My sensors probably would tell me that something just like creep touched me.
Yeah,
Yo, run,
Bad
bitch.
touch.
but yeah. It's swerved between the
Oh,
two of you
Chester
and its
found
dive
you.
before darting back up in the air. So.
I'm mind screaming it.
The hell is that?
This poor murderous abomination of nature. Kill it. Kill it with the massive
Roll its
fury.
damage.
I just turn as soon as I hear and just like feel the pressure of it diving, and no one attacks the Lord Captain, and this is why you should have gone first, Iskander.
So, caca.
As it needs to make that toughness test at minus 10. I'm basically trying to drown the bird.
It passes the toughness test.
Of course it does. It's on a fucking death roll.
Everyone else is shooting it. I will also take a turn.
Do you even have a gun?
I have a plasma pistol.
Yeah,
I've only used
it is a
every
minus 10 to
combat.
hit it because you are doing this during its dive. So
Yeah, but it's coming directly at
Yeah,
him.
but it's right at me. It's
Fair
well
enough,
within
yeah.
point blank,
So-
you say.
you won't take the minus 10 for the dive.
Okay, is it within my point blank or half range? Because
If by the time you were firing it was within point blank, it got you in its talons, dude.
is it within half range?
Yeah, I'll give you this
Yes.
within half range.
Point flip.
You could also just
Get got,
roll
birdie.
from your
That-
sheet, but
Now, tell me how to roll.
it's so much cleaner if you do though. But yeah, you do also hit it, so roll your damage. Repeat the attack.
Oh. Well,
add
roll
another
the
D10.
ballistic skill test, but yeah.
Add another D10.
Oh no. God. Birdie.
So yeah, between all of
Land.
it, it splashes into the river and just it's dead by the time it hits. By the time it's like connected to the bottom of the river and it goes sprawling into the water.
Is there just a gout of steam from where the superheated flesh hits the water?
Yeah, no, there is.
I just lower the plasma pistol back into its holster. Continue to walk across the bridge.
That's a shame that we weren't able to at least take a sample of it. It turned out to be good food. There were definitely many nobles that would pay to have some.
Listen,
doubt
we
that's
can
something we
set
could
up a
find
hunting... Listen, once we get this world figured out, maybe we can set up some sort of hunting resort for them. I don't know. They're dumb enough to try it.
Seems pretty straightforward. This world wants us dead, and we keep denying it of that. Lord Captain.
Just look at this world, I don't like the idea of dying very much.
Regardless, we should probably continue on our way then.
Really, you should, Tracer.
Yay.
I'm not that cockney.
Onward, holy soldiers. And she takes another sip from her canteen.
Which one?
You don't know.
If only I had telekinesis, I could swap the canteens.
Yeah. It's
Your low-born palate couldn't even comprehend the alcohol I drink.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's another
God,
hour.
there we go.
Yeah,
Noble.
it's another hour trekking through the jungle. You're almost at that 2-kilometer mark, and you're descending a ridge, and you just feel. All of you can feel that the rock here isn't terribly stable, but it seems to be holding your weight so far. And Moriana, between you and Vanessa, one of the armsmen apparently hits just the exact wrong spot, and the ground gives way beneath his feet. And give me an agility check to see if you can save this poor sod.
What?
Guess we'll go.
I mean, we got more on the ship.
This is what I bring up.
He has good equipment.
Omega Squad.
Use the fate point.
Oh God.
Because of Ramirez,
Yeah.
gravity shoots were
No-
given to Omega
Nope.
Squad.
Yes, they do have. They were given fate points, but I think that is a success.
Why is it red?
I was thinking grav shoot because you
Because
rolled
you're
that
on
one.
one.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Just-
alright.
it doesn't matter. He doesn't need the grab shoot. Vanessa was
She
on that.
catches him before the grav shoot even has it and French dips the motherfucker.
You know, you do manage to get a hold of him before he goes, and for a terrible second, you feel his weight start pulling yours. Like, oh no, but then his momentum arrests, and you're able to catch him. Just okay. Whew.
You alright there? Yeah.
Had better days, ma'am. Thank you.
Me too. You're welcome. Also, try not to pack so much next time. Towards the
Also,
end, I was considering letting you go because we were about
Also,
to both go over.
die.
Also, stop eating so much, asshole.
She does say that with like a smile, you know, with her, you know, not so happy demeanor a bit, you know. It may come off as mixed.
Yeah.
She just like pats him on the shoulder.
My God, me and the noble may actually get along.
You're still a
What
low
do you
boy.
do?
What was that, Lord Captain?
I said we already do. Fuck are you trying to say?
Arguable.
At any rate,
Oh, okay. Let's see if you get any more fucking inspiration.
I'm not inspiring you.
You're mean to me. I don't like you.
Thought Ramirez was the one person I could trust. Apparently not. Oh well.
I am the one person you can trust. But I think we've hung out like once. I wouldn't call that really getting along in friendship. We have a very good working relationship, but we haven't gone out like in ages, man.
Listen, when we get back to Port Wonder, we'll do something.
You guys like literally saying this like characters we're going along.
Just
Just
Yeah,
as
I
we
feel-
go,
I
we're
feel what you mean,
we're
but-
plotting guys' night.
But yeah.
So, Vanessa, God, I'm worried about this. The Lord Captain and just Ramirez. So what are we gonna do next time? So, Lord Captain, what are we doing next time we go to Port Wander? All the bitches Ramirez. All the bitches Ramirez.
Yeah.
All the bitches.
You
So,
have
Captain,
fun
you
with that.
Captain, have you decided on the movie for the next movie night, or? I was thinking the brain that wouldn't die.
Basically.
Just like a long sigh at that, like. There goes any. She's just like thinking. There goes any profit we had.
I don't think you know how profit factor works.
At any rate.
You
Calm
know what
down.
I mean.
At any rate. You guys finally make it to the signal, or to the location that Slay's pointed you to. You've made that 2 kilometers through this hellish jungle. And looking around at the ground level, it's a pretty broad clearing, but looking up, the branches of the trees arc in overward, and you can see that from above there would be very little chance of getting down to it. But you're in this clearing, and looking around, you can see a rise, just an earthy mound, a little ways to the southwest. And everybody give me an awareness test.
Question. Have our comms worked?
The comms struggle to get through all the... to get a clear signal, just due to all the foliage blocking the transmission.
I'm
but...
going to have tried, to the minute we realized giant bird shit, to have gotten a message back to the surveying team.
And guess
Damn
what?
it.
That's why we have the astropath.
How many fate points do you have, Moriana?
Just the 2, which I have spent.
Okay.
I have 4. I spent 3 of my 4. Not going to spend the 4th one there.
Alright. Vanessa, for a while as you were approaching this clearing, you had this weird feeling that you were being watched. And for a bit you were just kind of putting it off like, oh, it's the jungle getting to me. It's just one more thing that sucks about this place.
Probably that one armsman over there is trying to check me out when he can.
But as you come into the clearing and the guardsmen take up a defensive ring around you just in case, you notice you get a very definite feeling on where you're being watched from. There is something watching you from that rise.
She just like takes out a handkerchief and puts it over her mouth a bit, wiping some sweat off as she carefully like glances over towards the ridge.
Yeah. And one moment.
The filthy abhuman scum.
No,
it.
no, the Minister Storm said they're okay.
Do it, Anakin. Kill them all.
Alright. Dark side person, I keep telling you,
They aren't Tusken Raiders.
wrong main character. Get out of here. I don't even know who you're talking about.
I'm a day
Oh.
early, I suppose. But still, kill it.
Right.
Looks like that went pretty tits up right there.
And Vanessa, looking at the ridge, you see a couple rocks rolling down it, and you look up at where they came from, and you see this large creature hunched over, just crouched down, one hand on the ground, staring back at you. And it looks like a tiger clad in flak armor, but bipedal. And it just kind of has its eyes locked with you.
Yeah, with eyes locked, she like turns her posture over to where she's looking back at like what, you know?
Yeah.
She's like gets in a stare down with this being.
Right. And
Do we notice her go rigid and staring down?
you guys do notice that she is staring in that direction.
Trying to
What's
see
the
what
matter?
she's staring at. Try and follow her eyes.
Lady Vanessa, what do your
And
noble
that's-
eyes see?
Yeah, let's see. I have an idea. I thought I had Intimidate trained, but that was my other character. So instead, I'm going to roll Charm.
Flash him your tits.
Shut up! Mardi Gras, Ruth!
He hasn't thrown you the beads yet. It can't be Mardi Gras.
I know, right? Yeah. No, that failed. Damn. It was even a good stat, too.
Yeah, you're...
So yeah, she just like tries to give like a smile as best she can, and finally speaks up. It appears we have found one of the natives, Lord Captain.
And I'm going to look over, and do I see this individual?
You see it now, and as it's standing up, it seems to have realized it seems to know full well that it's been spotted, and scurrying up the ridge from behind it, there's a couple other figures, once all of them are revealed, there appears to be 5 of them, four bipedal tigers and 1 lion. The lion seems to be clad only in robes, whereas the tigers are actually wearing flak armor.
Okay, so flak armor, like
Imperial-made flak armor.
Alright, so I'm going to tell the guards to just not have their weapons out. Just don't do anything to provoke them.
Do I notice the robes?
You do see the robes. They are thin robes, but you guys should be on the proper map now.
Do I recognize these robes?
You know that...
Are they telepathica robes or are they ministratum robes? Because those are 2 very different robes, and those are where my mind went immediately.
It could be just robes.
Yeah. You don't recognize any, identifiable pattern or, uniform color to them. They seem to be sort of a local style.
Okay, so I have enemy ecclesiarchy is where my mind immediately went there.
Yeah. No, they don't appear to be any ecclesiarchal variant.
Right, so Iskandar is going to do a thing.
I'm going to roll sign of science while he does that.
Iskandar is going to step here,
That
give
fucking
his
white
plasma
noise.
pistol to the sergeant and his power sight to the sergeant. He's going to specifically say, you all stay right here. Unless they try and kill me, move no closer.
Oh, Lord Captain, this is...
Shush. Take off the helmet so they can see my face.
Oh my god!
So go right here, and I'm going to roll a charm.
Right.
Ramirez is in the background, just like... Can I suffer insanity damage for this?
No, not yet.
Can I roll to put up my psychic wards?
Your wards are always up, otherwise you'd have been possessed by now.
I mean to strengthen them.
Mate, if you're not giving it your all...
No, I mean, my wards are the key things keep me from being possessed. The psychic wards telepathy discipline power lets me become immune and resistant to psychic powers.
Fair enough.
Lord Captain, perhaps you shouldn't venture out too far away from the protection of the armsmen.
I would have to agree with Lady Vanessa here.
As they're saying that in the background, and Shane, I'm trying to be as least threatening as possible. Removing the helmet so they can see that I do have a face and I'm not a man of iron.
Yeah, no, as you...
She just shakes her head.
Yeah, you approach, and they seem to be taking in what's both you and what's behind you. As you're trying to be very disarming, and they see Moriana's hand on her gun, and the tigers among them all draw what, from this distance, they look like auto pistols, just standard solid projectile machine pistols. As they raise them, not pointing at you, but pointing behind you at the armsman. And one of the tigermen gives a loud roar. before the lion among them raises his hand to where the tiger that roared and just snaps in a language you don't quite understand. And then just all of a sudden you see the lion go silent and look up and around. And then his eyes snap onto you, Iskander, and he just like waves, he just waves, desperately waves for you to come towards him, just yelling, Scarfa! Scarfa!
To him.
Yeah.
Can I roll intelligence to see if I can make heads or tails what the fuck they're saying?
I
Or
gave
is
you
that-
an order, fucking follow it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm going to be listening to the Lord Captain here, but I do want to do like a awareness
Fair enough.
as I'm rushing forwards.
Yeah, go ahead and give
You can
yourself.
try to figure it out. Yeah.
Everybody can make an awareness if you'd like.
Nope.
But yeah, so moving. Just 2 by armsmen. Move to the man. Move to the hill.
So I guess that's a no then. Okay.
No, you can.
Yeah, you can
Make
do that. You can go ahead and make an
Ah,
intelligence.
okay.
And
I'm
I don't-
also just gonna roll in intelligence because why not?
Hey,
Yeah.
Ramirez got it.
Ramirez, listening to it, it almost sounds like he's trying to speak Low Gothic, but it's a very debased variant. And if you had to make a guess as to what he's trying to get across, you would guess Skyfolk?
You can get right there. Or maybe right
I'm
there.
stopping immediately and just like Skyfolk.
You can get right there. As for awareness, who all rolled awareness with success?
None.
Scander, Vanessa,
What are you
would
talking
like to
about?
roll awareness?
I guarantee it won't be successful, but I'll do it to please you people.
Sky people, what is he on about?
Ramirez, as I turn and see Ramirez has stopped. Damn it, Ramirez!
So Arvin, hurry up.
They're trying to sort of wait for the other officers. They're trying not to leave officers behind.
I'm running up. I'm Sky people. They're saying Sky people.
And at that moment that you're running up, did you just hear a loud crash from behind you as a tree falls into the clearing?
That one.
And a massive reptilian beast comes charging into the clearings, just roaring as it spots you all.
But
That
yeah.
thing doesn't have wings. It's not sky people. What do you want about?
That said, the felonids on the ridge see it coming in, and they just turn and bolt away over the ridge.
I can't blame him, that's a thing. I can't.
I kind of want to beat its ass with just hell guns and superior firepower. Because we got some scary fucking guns.
That's
I
fair.
don't think
but
we're outrunning that thing.
Okay, here's what I want to do. I want to fall back to a defendable position so it doesn't just eat our fucking armsmen or us, and then shoot the shit out of it.
Well, Captain, I don't think we. Okay.
We can totally shoot the shit out of it. Calm down.
Quick, charge up the
Are we shooting at? We're gonna
Yeah,
shoot
but
it or we have to roll
just
initiative?
took a
I
shot
don't
at it.
know.
I will ask you all guys to roll initiative, as it is aware of you, so you're not like surprising it or anything.
Dust this bitch.
So, fuck, how do I roll the initiative again? It's been
It's
forever.
D10 plus your
D-
plus your agility bonus.
or any
I'm getting
other
fucking.
modifiers.
I'm getting fucking eaten. D10 plus 4.
Nice.
Thank God.
Oh god, be an
The
arch.
bitch in heels is going faster than me.
Hey,
The bitch in fields wants to live.
hey,
Bitch
bitch,
in
you're
heels
wearing
wants to
heels.
live.
That's a talent.
That's a very suspect talent for a noble lady.
I just accidentally fired them from a pistol into Ramirez's back. Oh no!
I don't
That's
have
what you
pyromancy yet. No, you bitch.
That's what you get for talking about me running my heels.
I think he more meant me, but fair enough.
How do biotic heals work, by the way? That's just something I'm confused about personally. I've been wanting to ask this whole trip.
Well, you see. No.
But anyway, Moriana.
I'm gonna recover the withdrawal, so I'm gonna semi-auto the giant-ass beastie.
Alright.
Bonuses for its size?
There's gonna be a plus 20 because it is enormous.
Oh,
God.
this thing's fucking dead.
I hit. Okay, I hit with both shots.
Yep.
Enjoy. And enjoy with the pen of 4 on both of those.
Alright. You put a couple bolt shells into it, and it screeches in pain and reels back for a second, but then it just slams forward again on its feet and just screeches out again. Ugh, goddamn Shane.
I am gonna fucking die.
Okay,
You're
because
you'll be fine.
So, because I left my weapons with the sergeant, I'm gonna move up to the sergeant and get my plasma pistol back.
Give me this! I need this!
That's mine. Okay, so
Do you see why it's bad to try negotiations and on a death world?
Wyatt, Shane, would it be a command test? I want to order the armsman to fall back in the tree line for cover, and then semi-auto this bitch.
It would... You can just give them that order, but it is gonna be... If they move, they can't semi-auto.
Okay.
Wait. He could just tell him to motherfucker. I actually had to do a command test to tell him basically the exact same thing.
Because the Lord
Oh no,
Captain
shit!
was
You're right,
insane.
actually. You're
Yeah,
right.
okay.
No, command test.
Okay, so yeah, I want to make a command test. Is that a bonus action or a full action? Just out of curiosity.
I'm
gonna do it no
making
matter
a skill
what.
test is your action, but it was not. I'm gonna say it wasn't an action to grab your plasma pistol from the sergeant as he was just holding it.
Okay. So yeah, make this command roll. D158. Yeah. So, Sergeant, I want you and the armsman to fall back to the tree line and then open fire.
Aye, sir.
And then I am going to, if I have the movement, I do move back.
Hold on. What is your movement?
8 full movement.
That's if you devote both your actions to moving.
Is it?
Yes.
You can only move half that.
Okay, then I'm not moving this. I'm not moving till next turn.
Noted.
Oh, alright, giant beastie.
Me not running. Also, I feel like this thing has insane toughness.
What?
Maybe it's the fact that it's fucking massive.
Wow, you know what would be amazing, right? Those splinter weapons.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
that would be. Yeah.
But yeah, it runs up, and as it's running up, it's keeping its head back a little ways, and then it just throws its head forward, and just as it opens its mouth like it's about to roar, but 2 big fangs spring down from the top of its mouth, and venom just comes spraying out of the tips of the fangs.
That is a fucking album cover.
This thing is a black dragon. Hello, D&D.
But Ramirez is right there. So why is it?
Run.
He's trying to find the cone template.
Fair enough.
It's run to that. So Vanessa, Iskander, the sergeant, and that armsman.
Oh god.
Go ahead.
Is it a 12-meter cone?
Hmm?
Oh god, I'm safe even if it is a 12-meter cone.
I think it's like a 15-degree cone, but Specifically, I think you guys need to roll me a touch test. Let me double check the quality for this one. Let's see. Okay, so all creatures in the flames path must make an agility test or be struck.
Just agility?
Yep.
Same thing, I don't care.
Hmm.
Nope.
Vanessa, give me agility.
I'll spend a fate point.
Right.
They don't want to get hit.
You can do it, Vanessa. We need to bitch about our bosses more.
No.
All right.
Ow.
Well, I'm dead.
Well, you have
How
armor.
much health do you have? And
I have 6 health points, but
How?
that's what I got on the roll. That's how.
It's double your toughness bonus. Double your starting toughness bonus.
Yeah, it's double your starting toughness plus that.
That's
roll
still
result.
6.
No, it's
Oh, so
double
it's-
plus the roll.
Oh, okay. Right, 'cause I was like, you're putting us on a death world? Oh, man, you know.
So what? How
That
much?
makes me
How
feel
much is your total
12.
health? Okay.
All right, and my armor...
And toughness,
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Pin 2, by the way. So.
Okay, well, my toughness is, gives me a bonus of 3. My armor is 3.
So you have a total of 4. You take 4 off, so you take 7 damage.
So I'm down to 5.
So that hurts like a bitch, but you're not dead. Okay, I was worried for a second. It's like, wait, what the fuck? I literally just told you weren't going to die on this world. Why did you prove me a liar?
Well,
Now
you know,
I'm going to need a
our
second
guards are
agility
so
test from
effective.
you. See if you can. See if you continue to take damage from this.
Well, yeah,
Hey.
I've got that going for me.
Yeah.
She learned to stop, drop, and roll.
So you caught a bit of this venom, this caustic, searing venom, across the across your body, and it burns. But you manage to just shake and swipe it off and get this sticky.
She just rips off her sleeve or whatever.
Yeah, you get this sticky caustic stuff off of you before it continues to burn you.
You do the typical action movie heroine shit of you rip part of your dress.
But she has a xeno mesh. You know, it's not like a full-on dress. I mean, she's dressed nice, you know, but it's not like going to the ball.
Yeah.
But yeah, she rips off the sleeve of that with all that gunk on it. That burned like a motherfucker.
Fuck, that hurt.
Alright. The armsman's turn. They follow orders and
Now,
make for the tree line.
Remember. Yes. Oh. Not exactly what he meant, but
They're spreading out,
Okay.
but they're fine. They're spreading.
not as intended, but it works.
Jem, you're sharing that fucking tree.
Oh, man, the guy with the flamer.
He's useless from that range.
Flamers actually have realistic range in this, so he's got like a 20-meter range. It's just that if he goes for cover, he sort of can't hurt it without frying you guys.
It's okay. Soon enough, I'll have pyromancy. This will just kickstart that.
You could run there and then throw a shot.
Yeah.
Fucking burn!
Well, getting to there eats its turn, but
It's fine.
Vanessa, it has just
All
sprayed you with acid.
Alright, she's gonna fire her Inferno pistol at it. Do I get a
You
plus?
motherfucker.
You do get plus 10 because it's within half your range. So.
Okay.
If it
Plus
were-
the size bonus.
Oh yeah, plus
Oh, yeah,
20.
plus
plus
20.
20 more because it's
It's giant.
enormous, so it's a total of plus 30.
Alright. Well, that's certainly hit.
Yeah.
Alright. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do.
Ow, that's a headshot, isn't it?
What was the result rolled?
Oh, that was a 4. That's a 4. That's a 40. That's a body shot.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
Jesus.
right. Inferno pistols.
Yeah.
Hang on. Something
Is
about that
that-
doesn't make sense.
It does. It's an Inferno pistol. It's a melt-a-gun.
Man, I thought my plasma pistol was good.
That's a
2d10
It is.
plus 8. That kicks
plasma
the
pistol
shit
is
out of my power pistol.
Power pistol. Plasma pistol. Of course it does. It's a melt gun. It is literally the next step up.
Fucker.
Mind you, a massive step, but the next step
I had
up.
fucking almost
I take-
explode.
I take
Melt the
this
gun's
is your-
just the melt a gun.
I take it that was your acquisition roll, huh?
No, that was just what I got for the starting equipment.
Why didn't I? Oh, because I thought it was a flamer pistol. That's why I didn't go with that for the.
Oh yeah, because of the name. Oh yeah. No, it's a big ass hand cannon, but
I
downside
think
is it only
that-
has a
I
range
think
of
one
10
of
meters.
those is max damage, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
So-
right. You rolled a 10, so you
we
actually
roll-
get to roll the ballistic skill test again.
Yeah, roll the ballistic skill test again, and then
If
roll a
you hit
d10.
it, you add it. Yeah, if you hit it.
Oh yeah, that one thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
What's it called?
this boss that
Registry?
Shane was probably really excited for just got
I
Docked.
wasn't overly excited because when I built it, I realized it wasn't going to be as impressive as I'd hoped. But go ahead and add
And
another
I hit
D10 to the
again.
damage.
D10. All right. Plus 8.
No, just the D10.
this thing probably has at least enough wounds to survive this.
That's a total 24 energy damage.
Ow!
So I feel this go off next to me, don't I?
Yeah, no, there's this wave of heat right beside you as this fire just lances out to hit this thing, just in the
Yeah.
chest. And struck by the full force of the attack, the target is sent reeling to the ground, smoke spiraling out of the wound. He is knocked to the ground, stunned for 5 rounds.
Dust this bitch!
Yeah, you just hear her
Takes-
say, "Filthy beast."
4 levels of fatigue.
You are rather impressive, Vanessa.
I
And-
love the concept. I love the concept.
Catches
Literally,
fire.
like we all scatter. We get into fire. We all scatter. Get into fucking firing positions. She just whips around, and it just topples.
I just turn and look at her. Remind me never to piss you off.
How do you think I got this pistol originally? She just like leaves with that. She looks down at her arm that's burnt. She's not happy right now.
Oh, God.
I almost feel bad taking this honor from you, and I'm gonna charge it.
Oh.
I'm charging it with the dire sword.
Alright.
Cast its soul into the warp.
So this is a plus 20 from charging to cancel out the negative, right?
Charging I think is only
Plus-
plus 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so the
But
plus
it
10
is
from that.
fucking ginormous.
Yeah, plus 10 from that.
Oh yeah, so I got
Oh
plus
yeah,
10 from that.
plus 20 from that, and plus 10 from it being
I cancel that, so plus
So you-
10 from that.
Total of plus 20.
No, total plus 40 because stunned.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you're right.
As I'm running and plunging the dire sword into it.
Roll that damage.
And don't forget, it needs to make me a willpower test. Okay, so dire sword is 1d10 plus 4, because I don't like rolling from the sheet because it rolls it stupidly.
It's for the melee weapons. I think it auto calculates strength for the melee weapons. Because I did some testing, and I think that's what happens.
One D10 plus.
I thought plasma was
Yeah,
tough
but
longest time.
you just got the boss. Did you get an acquisition roll? It's a character
No.
creation.
Character creation, you get 1 acquisition as long as it's a total modifier of 0.
Ah, I didn't do that then.
We
Yeah.
will take care of that post-session.
Looking
Alrighty,
good. Good starting to career to the Essential then. Oof.
You got really fucking good starting equipment.
Well, I got sucky ass ballistic skills though, so that could have ended up taking you apart though. Just saying now that
Yeah,
it's turned out
The
good.
bad bonuses were how that worked.
Yeah.
Pen 6, and it needs to make me that test.
Well, hold on, because let's see, 72. So you take one of its legs. And what kind of damage is it rending?
It is energy.
Energy. Oh, shit. That's right, because power weapons. And a terrifying
please
display of
change.
power. Yeah, okay. You slash into this thing's leg, into one of its legs as it desperately tries to rise up. In a terrifying display of power, that leg immolates and fire just races out to consume the target as it dies in a matter of agonizing seconds. And even as it's flailing and dying, you see its soul just part from its body.
Quickly, as they ran away, they hear it dying. They are confused.
And then Vanessa yells out for whoever passes for a medic. Medic!
Medicor!
I can try.
She waits for her pistol to cool down, so where the barrel isn't like, glowing, to finally holster it.
Do we have anybody? Do we have any medics? Look, Captain, I think we need to train a field medic.
It would be a good idea.
Medic? And she looks around at anybody.
Yeah, no, Iskander just don't have one of those.
She looks very pissed and annoyed.
Yeah,
Moriana's perplexed at that, knows.
Yeah.
She's like, what?
I'm going to roll an intelligence test. Try and help.
I think heal is actually a
Yeah, train skill.
No,
It
Medicaid is a
Medicaid.
basic skill.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, so it makes it at half his bonus.
Okay, medic is. I don't see how medic. Well, I guess basic field triage.
I don't see how pilot advanced aerial / space fighter is a basic
I'm
skill,
going to use my last fate point on you,
It's
Vanessa.
not. It's advanced.
At least I didn't punch
thank
you
God.
in the.
She grabs her arm away as you're not doing anything, right? It looks like she's about to backhand you, but then tries to compose herself as she notices the furry convention
Medicaid is
coming
also
our
an
way.
advanced skill. Patrick,
Never mind, I didn't
I
even
don't know
do
what you're on
anything.
about saying these are basic skills.
So I'm just gonna.
I walked up
Basic,
to you,
alright.
I walked over, and then I said we should probably get you to Avos.
So yeah, just
As you guys are milling about after having killed this thing, the Felonids come back over the rise and sort of slide down it, and their leader approaches you. He's kind of looking from the lot of you to the dead reptile. Skyapha.
I'm just gonna to Vanessa. I never realized how poorly prepared we were for these situations until you started pointing it out.
There's just a as quiet as possible, a slow sigh.
Skyapha. Krygach. Nachtthrak. And you see him take a knee, and the tigers behind him do the same.
They're kneeling before the warp devil. I've garnered new followers.
You know
No.
specifically.
You're behind a tree.
Yeah. You know specifically that he has kneeled before the Lord Captain.
I killed the Lord
I
Captain
understand.
before him.
You kill the Lord Captain, who then tackled, restrained, and violently
Eat his
sacrificed
heart.
by the felonists.
I am
Yes.
captain now.
I ain't
He
Captain now.
kneels.
They don't like
Look at
mutineers. They don't like
I
mutineers.
am captain.
But yeah, so they all just take a knee before me.
Yeah.
I sort of like give them the signal to rise.
I'm just
At least
looking
they
at that
have
fucking
stamp.
Inferno pistol like, wow.
At least they understand figures of authority when they see them.
Yeah.
They have black armor. They must have had contact with the Imperium at some point.
Maybe it was scavenged from the pilgrim vessels.
Perhaps.
Yeah, as they hear Pilgrim Vessel, you see the line as he's standing up. Power Vessel?
Okay, can I try
Okay,
and figure out
I
what
got
broken
it.
comet he is
Shane?
saying?
With the combination of, being trained in literacy and linguistics and whatnot, plus having low Gothic, can
How
I
about
sort
I
of
just do
parse?
this? I'm going to mind link him.
You reach out to mind.
Hmm.
Yeah, you're sort of starting to get it, Moriana. You're starting to put it all in place, and you're starting to figure out that it's very debased. They probably haven't been speaking proper Low Gothic for a few generations, but you can get it figured out close enough. Ramirez, you reach out to mind link with this creature, and you feel like mental wards against its mind. And its vision snaps over to you, and it actually draws a knife from its belt.
You're a psyker.
Oh,
Scarra! Scarra!
power up the
I'm
fist.
going to make a charm test.
No,
Well, I was also going to say, can I actually roll to try and do that?
Say again?
Can I actually roll to try and, like, ward into his mind, if that's going to be the case?
You can go ahead and try. But yeah, no, as you're trying, he's drawn his knife, and he's pointing at you, just screaming, Skyra! Skyra! And
Ramirez,
Moriana,
stop it.
parsing it, he's yelling Sky Witch.
Alright, so I'm going to roll that charm
Bitch,
test.
you're a Sky Witch too!
I'm going to just roll
Sky
the charm
Warlock
test to
is
see if I can
more
calm this
appropriate
down.
considering.
I'm going to
And
point
I'm
to my
going to
chest.
burn my fate point, or use a fate point.
Okay. I was about to say, I'm gonna fucking do an intimidate test to get these guys to not. But fair. Good.
Yeah, no.
I didn't have to shoot a bolt gun into the air.
Yeah, no, they...
So is Vanessa just backing the fuck away from this as the Sky Witch comments being flung around?
No, she was like, well, once they were doing like the whole savage meets civilian or civilized land thing, she lost interest and went over to the remains of this beast to see if there's anything to be taken as a trophy.
I mean, it's currently burning, so...
So that means there's eventually a skull. So that's good.
Yeah, when it gets done burning, you might get a skull out of it.
So yeah, I'm just trying
Yeah,
to...
you kind of
calm
deserve to
them
have
down.
that thing's skull.
I'm going to turn to Ramirez. Whatever you're doing, stop it.
I was trying to expedite the process of understanding
I
him.
understand, but he doesn't like it.
Yeah, no.
I don't understand why, though. He's like me.
Yeah,
Wow.
it puts the knife away, and the others who had been reaching for their auto pistols take their hands away from their holsters as your armsmen lower their hell guns. Just like, okay.
All right,
I can
everyone's
walk
cool.
up and physically
Deep
these
power.
men to death and it did not stop me with those
Fist.
auto pistols.
But yes, so I'm going to turn to the Arch-Militant. You make out what he's saying?
He said Sky Witch. Well, roughly.
I
Okay.
do appreciate your comment on the Sky Warlock bit, though.
So Shane, with my knowledge of Low Gothic and having written training and whatnot, can I try and break this down so I can have a conversation with this lion man?
You guys are able to sort of understand now that you're kind of getting the building blocks of it. If you take a few minutes, you could probably chat back and forth enough to get an understanding of his dialect.
I'm going to take the time.
But yeah, eventually you've gotten yourselves to the point where you're understanding each other.
Right. So, first question, I'm going to ask why he kneeled before me.
He kind of looks at the other. He looks at the other fellow and is confused before looking back at you. You, Dragon Slayer.
That was. Yeah, no, just sort of just
Take the credit. Do it.
no.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Do it.
It was no. Just I'm going to very plainly. It was a group effort, mostly preceded by the seneschal.
He shakes his
Great
head,
point,
points.
by the way.
He shakes his head, puts one of his little clawed fingertips on the center of your breastplate. You, Dragon Slayer.
And in the background, you just get here. You hear.
She's a woman, ain't it?
It might be that you're a woman.
Fuck
It
you,
very well
guys.
might be that you're a
I don't think that's it, but I'm going to keep trying to have a conversation with him, and I'm going to ask what he knows about the pilgrim ships.
Pilgrim ship. And then he slaps his hand over his own chest. Bring here.
The ships brought you here,
Oh.
and they crashed. What happened?
Long, long winters.
Oh, and this place freezes over at half the year. Great.
Alright, so... Yeah, just long winters. Okay, so he has to move. They have to move to different parts of the planet.
Do you say that aloud?
Okay. Okay, so I'm asking, so do you have to migrate?
He shakes his head and just points down.
Alright, cave network.
Alright. That thing.
Earth home. Safe. No beasts.
Alright, so... Effectively, I sort of just want to speak to him about general dangers of world, and is there anything we may not have run into?
He kind of thinks for a moment and just starts like listing off and like tapping each of his fingers as he says them. White eagle, night dragon, dire wolf, blood vine, tooth bug, mountain beetle, barking toad.
No. Oh. I don't know what that is.
I asked him what's dangerous. I'm gonna assume that's very dangerous. Alright, so why were the pilgrim ships taking you here? Where are you from originally?
He kind of looks at you for a second quizzically, then points down. Earth home.
But the pilgrim ships brought you here.
He points to his chest. Me. Earth home.
What about your people? Your
Ancestors.
time before you.
Ancestors hated. Flee for reaches. Great calamity. Ships fall.
Okay, so they fled to the reaches. The ships fell due to some bad things.
Potentially nasty warp jump.
Uh,
At warp jump, he shakes his head. No warp. Calamity. And he kind of like... He closes his fists, puts them together over his chest, and throws his arms out and spreads his fingers. Bang.
so was he shot down? Was it just an explosion? Is it...
Was one of the ship did one of the pilgrim ships explode?
Great calamity.
She
Does
asks.
the gesture again. Bang. Ships fall.
See, he's speaking plain to us, but he's speaking a bit too plain to us. But no.
Ramirez, you walk over
Huh?
towards the dragon and start slicing off a chunk of flesh after the fire has gone out. And one of the tiger men rushes over and just like yanks it out of your hand and throws it away from you. No, no, bad.
Do that again.
Well, he starts running at. I was gonna say he starts running. It's like there's a fucking nasty glare from Moriana if that doesn't stop him.
Yeah,
And by that I mean I am actually gonna roll an intimidate.
Go ahead.
Now question: considering we just murdered dragon,
Give yourself a plus
is
20.
there a bonus for that? Oh god.
Yeah, no, like you glare and he stops and just like points at Ramirez. No, no, sick.
I turn. Ramirez,
Ramirez, put that down.
don't touch the flesh.
I'm going to point to the full chemical sealed armor. I was
I know.
collecting samples.
I know. Just wait till they leave.
Apologies, forgot you were in fully sealed power armor.
I toss
Not
it
used to
aside.
accrue with that.
The stupid backwater traditions of theirs should hardly be worth observing.
Lady Vanessa,
Yes,
we
Lord
won't
Captain.
respect their traditions. Consider that a standing order wherever we go.
Yes, Lord Captain.
Unless it's Winter Skill's realm. In which case,
Actually, yeah, but
Vanessa, let's just
Turning
stand
to
over
face
here.
the line,
Obviously,
Yeah, no,
the locals obviously don't like me or you very much.
yeah, the lion-headed one is, or the lion one is looking at Vanessa, then looking at you, and he kind of like, he looks at you, Iskander. Not tradition, make sick. He kind of like mimes vomiting.
okay, thank you. I understand.
but yeah, but looking to him like, how did you know? And then pointing to Ramirez, Sky Witch.
Touch mine.
Because he's warded very good ones at that.
Did like looking? Are you also?
Ancestors guard spirit. Teach, tell, carry words.
This is sounding a lot like
Oh,
sorcery.
yep,
and I
he's a psyker.
think we should kill him.
He's fine.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. However, it's potentially the actually good kind of sorcery, but it is also heresy.
It's fine.
I'm gonna roll Forbidden Lore Warp.
Friendship is magic. Magic is heresy. Friendship is heresy.
I'm going to murder him. No. I'm going to say quietly because it's an order to let the sorcerer live.
And what was the lore word
That was to try and see if, like, I could make... You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it.
for? Last
I'm
favorite.
trying to see if I can make sense of his random, nonsensical talkings.
You
I wanna see
already
if he's a
used your-
psyker or if he's a
hang on,
fucking...
Michael. You already
sorcerer.
used Michael. You already used your last one when you tried to use your Medicaid.
Which he couldn't
He-
have done
he
because
did
it's an advanced skill.
Technically, use it on a test he couldn't have made, so
Yeah.
yeah. My bad on that one, guys. I
It's all good.
legitimately thought it was a basic thing.
It probably
You're good.
is in one of the other 40k systems. Like Black Crusade is probably basic.
Because everybody's in Black Crusade's fucking advanced.
But yeah, no, his whole ancestors, all that stuff. What does he make out of that?
With the Forbidden Lore Warp, it could just be his primitive understanding of his own psionic abilities, or he might be dabbling in minor sorcery.
Ask him about these spirits. Ask him how he channels them, how he speaks to them.
I relay the question.
Ancestors come when needed. Advise, talk, guide.
Oh,
In time of need.
Yep, that's sorcery.
Sounds to me a lot like what the Emperor did for me, so...
In time of need,
Are they, rel-
never when
are they
called
relaying this?
upon.
Are they relaying this information? Or am I just sitting here with my dick in my hand waiting?
I mean,
He's still talking. Give me a fucking minute.
Yeah, no, but yeah, just that was the end of it. Just in time of need, never call on ancestors. Ancestors come at own time.
Right. So, going to leave my Moriana here to speak to him. I'm gonna go talk to Ramirez.
I'm gonna pose a question about the age of his. I'm gonna use the word guardsman's equipment.
He kind of looks at them. Kind of thinks for a moment. "20 winters."
Really?
Pilgrim ship.
Well,
Give
then again,
gift. Ancestor's Guide 2. Forge. Few metals. Use only when have to.
So I relay this information to Ramirez.
Does it sound like sorcery or does it sound like
It's a bit shaky. The fact that he can't actively call it and that it comes at its own time kind of leans it toward divination. With sorcery, it usually requires active components.
It's likely that he's just very sporadically receiving divination in bursts. But does is he how do his eyes look?
I've been looking at him for a long time, Shane. How do his eyes look?
He has perfectly normal, healthy, intact eyes.
He hasn't gone through the soul binding.
That
He's
would be difficult.
dangerous.
He would have had to go to Terra.
He's an unsanctioned psyker.
They aren't technically part of the Imperium. We can bring them in. I'd rather have them as allies. All things
I'd rather
considered.
not risk a crew of anyone. I know firsthand what unsanctioned psychers are capable of. Even unintentionally, they could cause great, great harm.
Then we can bring people here. We can gain their trust. We can get them to be sanctioned. We can work this out.
Is there like a hard cap to whenever you can become a sanctioned psyker?
No, because there are people who live most of their lives without even realizing they're a nascent psyker.
Okay. So there's no need to actually kill him.
As long as he's in control of his abilities, no, he could be taken to Terra and sanctioned.
Right. At your command, Lord Captain, I just worry.
And that's fine. You have your opinions. You have your own beliefs. But I think considering we get their people on our side, we'll have more of a standing force in the sector. I mean, it's going to be a bit of an investment, but they're put properly. They'll be good warriors. I have a feeling about it.
I mean, shit, they've been surviving on a death world with flak armor and auto pistols. So,
Yeah, they've been surviving on a death world with flak armor and auto pistols. I kind of want these guys. The Administratum has said they're cool. So I'm taking full advantage of this fucking stop.
Hmm.
Alright, Ramirez, if you can,
Yes.
get a message back to the surveying crew. Let them know if they come across any of these people, not to fire.
I will have to relay it to I'd have to relay it to my choir, wouldn't I?
Yeah. But
I will relay
right
it
now
to my
your
choir.
your telepathy is probably a better bet than the Vox. It's having
Yeah.
real trouble with the jungle.
I'll relay a message to Emily in the wire to send a Vox message down. And then I'm just gonna go over and sit in the fucking corner because obviously these people don't know when to properly fear the Warp Devil. So fuck these weird lion men.
Fucking cat people not fearing me. But yeah, it's like one. Do we want to?
I'm just weird.
I don't know.
Morion has a question, just out of personal curiosity.
Okay, there should be a plus 20. Right? Now that I imagine, that was a 96 I rolled.
It'll take you some time, Ramirez, but you do manage to eventually get an uplink to the ship. And
Well,
Mariana, your
anytime, like again, it goes up from instant to actually having time.
Yeah. But yeah, Moriana, you had a question?
Just why exactly were you so intent on the Lord Captain pointing to Iskander being the Dragon Slayer when we all managed to, well, aid in killing it? In fact, pointing to Vanessa, she did quite a great deal to it.
She did literally everything to it.
Yeah.
She did the vast majority, yes.
I'm saying literally everything because she not only blew a hole in its chest, she knocked it to the ground, stunned it, and set it on fire for 4 rounds.
Yeah, no. She did most of the work.
I'm getting that skull.
Inferno pistols.
With a gun that looks like a
Oh, you
hair
fucking
dryer.
deserve that skull.
Sorry. I'm sorry, but in my opinion, you used a hairdryer.
The world's scariest
hairdryer
but
A hairdryer that shot out a concentrated beam of superheated gas.
Yep.
Again, like I said, remind me never to piss you off.
yeah, but
I'm just the accountant.
Yeah, the White Lion looking between Vanessa and Iskander. Dragon Slayer, leader.
Ah,
Not matter who strike blood.
fair enough.
Only who lead.
Vanessa has like a hand on her Inferno pistol, but then decides against the fantasy playing out in her head a little.
Look,
Jesus.
no one blames you for killing the unsanctioned psyker.
No, it's not about that part. I mean, well, that is bad, but don't like getting passed over. Like, oh, you're the help.
You
Oh,
really
that
need
probably
to lose
pissed
that
you
noble
off.
attitude
Oh.
when you speak to everybody. They get you into trouble. Some
Shouldn't
people
say that out loud.
People.
Yeah, no, but anyway.
I'm sorry, if I take pride in my blood.
But in the
You
distance,
know, she's noble.
in the distance, you all hear a canine howl, and the White Lion looks up. Kind of looks at the reptile's corpse. Must go. Wolves coming.
I don't think we need to.
Yeah, no. Actually, Mariana does look in the direction and then, sort of crack the knuckles of the power, or ball the power fist, and then just, the energy turns on and just give a smile like, I'm not so sure.
No. One dragon. Many wolves.
Back. We did speak with them, and they do know the planet. We should follow their suggestion for now.
Fair
Whereas-
enough, Lord Captain.
Come, show Earth home.
Also,
Yeah,
Shane,
something like
just
that.
for my own personal satisfaction. Oh. I was gonna say, for my own personal satisfaction, when the power fist ignited, each time it had ignited, what was just the reaction from the mooks?
The tigers were definitely like watching it with concern because oh great, she has a fucking lightning hand.
Good question over on that. How do they feel about the fucking Eldar sword?
To them, it's just a sword.
I'm talking about their psyker who can tell what this thing does.
He's never encountered anything
He-
like it,
well,
but and he doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't.
He doesn't see as you do.
He's,
Your special
Oh
sight is
yeah,
a result of the
he's
soul
looking
binding.
bonding.
But yeah, we're just gonna follow them.
And we will pick
Alright.
up there next time.